China is home to the best Honor of Kings players in the world.
Pressure at its peak for AGAL. Everything comes down to their captain.
I love you, family.
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. Let's go. He knows nothing. Let's go!
Tyler 1, you're done.
Welcome to our stream, guys.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
Welcome back to KWC as we enter into what could be our final game of this best of 5 series. Our third place matchup, the best in the world outside of the KPL. And if you've been watching over the last 5 days, that is a big statement because it was KSG and AGAL who sent both of these teams to this match without them even winning a game. Even though we offered them $10,000 to win a game against the KPL team and $100K to win a series. Couldn't be done. So now the statement that needs to be made is we are the best outside of that. But more importantly, ROK Esports trying to overcome a 4, 5, and could be potential 6 series losing streak in a row against GK Esports. This is what they will need. 3 games now, back to back to back, like Falcons are trying to become in the club championship. In order to turn this around, Ken, how do they do it? Can they even do it with the way GK are playing?
Beat them black and blue. The blue is already there. They just need the black.
They just need to open a lot of heroes for them. They just need to widen the map as well and widen their thoughts, widen their dreams to take that win against GK Esports.
I thought you said whiten because he said black and blue and whiten. And I'm like, what color are we flying here? Guys, any more colors to add to this tapestry of gameplay we see at KWC? Let's send it back over to Blam and Rookie and see if they can let us know what they would add.
Good. Hey, I don't see color, I just see impact. So all we need to see is the impactful fists of ROK Esports to get a victory from the side of GK. But looking at the drafts that we've seen so far, I don't feel like there's been, other than Game 1. Game 1 to me looked more of a steady draft than Game 2. Game 2 really needed to be a clear, decisive leadership from ROK Esports' Kongling, but we didn't get that. What we're getting in game number 3 here is going to be the higher prio pick onto the side of GK Esports, and like I said earlier, after game number 2, they're going to keep banning out this 1U.
It's going to be the respect, right, onto Shran, and ROK Esports, they wanted to respect Musang King's pay too. That's why their first pick was the deny pick onto that pay. But now, they're going to close out on the pay, picked on the counters of an assassin jungle, Long, and also Lapu Lapu. Possibly a possible Jing pick coming for Musang King. But a strong first 2 starters coming from GK, picking the Chano to counter the Lung, and also the Haya is such a strong first pick.
Oh, absolutely. The Haya as well as obviously Charlotte. Charlotte can obviously dive in onto the back line, put the pressure on to force out the Infinite Vastness, but it's going to be ROK Esports picking up the Agudo here. So once again, they kind of trying to, like, they've used the pay, they can't use it because obviously the global ban pick. They're going to go for, again, another early game dictating draft. And we have to obviously make point that when ROK Esports picked Agudo up against AGAL yesterday, that was one of their best matches, so we're really hoping that this is going to have that same valor as it did against AGAL.
It's going to be a flex, right? Like Agudo is being able to be placed on the farm lane and on the jungle, so there's a lot of places that we can put her, and maybe on the last phase of the draft, there could be another surprise pick coming for Rock Esports.
Yep.
But if they're trying to bring this very strong early poking damage jungle, they need a second layer to defend him. It's either going to be Byron or maybe Devara, but Byron is going to be their pick.
My co-partner said it best there.
Hey,
We
bro,
have
what's
the
up,
Byron
man?
pick come through for them. Again, just giving up another front line here for the side of Rock Esports with that Spark Mace, with the knock-up, with the follow potential, with the Gorge mobilization as well, right? Like, there's a lot of knock-up potential onto the side of Rock Esports. It's who is going to be the victim here. And speaking of victims, obviously higher, we're going to be seeing a Moonscape Mirage come through onto the Gorge in game number 3. Generally focused towards, obviously, tanks, making it an even kind of field state there in terms of not having to run down health bars onto the side of Rock Esports, but you can't mention health bars without Monkey being picked up here by Geeky.
Yeah, the cat, right? Like the very scary tanky frontline hero is gonna make this draft perfect for GK. If they're looking for an early game monster, they already have high-end, also Charlotte. But now with the composition coming for Daidi and also Monkey, they're gonna be pressuring so much on that Agudo pick. And again, they're gonna need something to burst down those tanky jungles. Angela is the perfect pick coming for Wendy.
Yeah, Angela's really been one of those surprise picks within this one, right? Obviously, sometimes it's one of the easier mages to play, right? Obviously, you've got a very easy combo. You just gotta make sure you land it. And for the side of Rocky Esports, that's the main goal. You make sure you land it, make sure it's gonna be on the right target. If you are gonna burst down one of the squishes, you need to be sat in the brush. You need to make sure your positioning is okay. And that goes back to the point that I want to make, is the fact that Rocky Esports, throughout this series so far, in these team fights, positioning hasn't always been the best.
Yeah, it's not always been the best, especially when Geeky is trying to force them into a very uncomfortable team fight, and that's where we see like the setup fall. Like especially if we're talking about Wendy and also Mushi, they don't like the sudden forceful team fight. They need the clean setup, and we're gonna see if that is going to be happening
The match
on
started
this
with
third match.
ROC
What is happening on the
versus
third match
Geeko
is those
Esports.
votes in the Overlord pit have going
iRON,
all
what's up,
into the
man?
favor of Geeky. When we didn't think that would be even possible, they made a new few fans here after their first 2 games performance. But this is match point for Geeky Esports. Rock Esports need to climb up and step up within this game number 3.
Oh, again, the pressure coming from GK here, just trying to drive Kong Ling out of his own jungle, forcing him to take the red first and probably finish on the farm lane. He needs to play on the strong side of the map. Like if we're looking at Musanking, he's always focusing on pressuring the clash lane, because now if you're rotating to the farm lane, the only objectives is the Fire Hawk, which spawns once on every game. But if you're talking about the teleportation sprite, it spawns every few minutes. That's why if we're looking at the jungles, they love to rotate and take the extra gold and the teleportation advantage from the sprite.
I mean, he's basically carrying around a bag of gold. Every time he spawns, he's got some cash money in his pocket, right? But here is just making sure that he's got the intel into the mid lane, making sure that he's just stabilizing that mid wave so that Shishan on the higher can clear it out pretty fast with that first skill.
Yeah, they're just gonna try to play the slow game coming from Rock Esports. They want to disengage on the early game. They want to play the long game. If we're talking about Rock Esports draft here, if they're playing a late game secure draft, they're gonna be playing a bit slow. But with that Angel pick, a possible contestant under the 4 minute is still possible with the burst damage from Angela.
Yeah, speaking of possibilities, the possibility of that privilege into the bot side of the map gets wiped out by Geeky, but still Geeky, time and time again within these series, like to lead the early game gold lead. The privilege that Guayu has top side of the map is that he can actually outpoke the Xuan here. But speaking of taking people out, it's going to be the higher taking out Conling into the Moonscape Mirage. Looking to get that kill. He's going to come back any moment's notice, but everybody's going to be waiting for him. Shishan has the flash as well. Saving Conling in the nick of time is going to be Xuan, but he faces the Master.
There's one
This is their
actually.
first card, right? They're trying to get Kong Ling, but again, getting Xuan again on every team fight rewarded them with so much space. If we're talking about the pillar of Rock Esports, it has been always Xuan and also Wendy. And the KPL teams, when they fought Rock Esports, they love to shut down the clash lane. That's why GK is just mimicking their movement, punishing Shen, making him stay in the box, and he wouldn't do any risky game-changing moves for Rock Esports.
Yeah, GK definitely done their homework whilst watching that match, right? They were in the audience, they were in their practice room, and they knew exactly what meant the winning condition there was for the side of AGAL against Rock Esports. But once again, they're able to steal a point away from GK this time around, just going for that spike tail beast down bot side.
Yeah, it's all about the micro trades coming from GK and also Rock. They just wanted those tiny jungle camps. And again, the small camps could amount so much for the late game. That's why if we were looking at teams that are very, very mechanical and very disciplined, they're not only focusing on the Crimson and Azure Golem, but they're focusing on the spike tail, the Tusk Boars, the small micro jungle camps.
Exactly, like you said, but you've got to keep taking them away, right? You can't just take one and hope that's going to be the kind of winning condition of your game. You have to keep putting the pressure on, and you have to know the timers. And this is just another thing that a lot of normal players within HOK don't recognize, is the fact that if you know the timers of your enemy's jungle camps, you can predict their movement.
Yeah, they're just going to try to pressure them out here. Zay does a really great job at using the idea to knock back all the damage dealers, but Kong Link trying to push the mid lane here. Shishan coming to fight.
Coming to fight there, the Blazing Brilliance has been used, as well as the flash from Wendy, and it's going to be a pick up onto Wave Pit. They know they've lost so much already before the fight for the pit even happens. So really here, Rock Esports are kind of like, right, okay, we just need to try and grab something, try and get some kind of position in here that's going to mean that we can either stave off the takedown of the Tyrant, or means that we could try and go for an attempt.
Dude, it's the GK special. They love to disrupt, they love to destroy, and look at how they control the first early phase. Again, that's what we said on the draft. They play to destroy their enemy's tempo. That's why Muchi has been pressured, and also Xuan. Without the two pillars coming from Rock Esports, the building won't be steady enough to hold
Actually good, brother. This is not end, guys. Lots of tournaments are there for the Indian scenario.
They now have the minion wave here, but for the Hail Mary play of Rock Esports means that Schwan was able to get up there in time and stop that turret takedown. So really now, GK has to find something from this one, or that Tyrant trade was for nothing.
Yeah, it's going to be very risky, right? Especially Rock Esports. They've been trying to slowly crawl out of their game here, because game 1 and game 2 wasn't really their best performance. Now game 3, there's a chance using one of Kong Link's best heroes coming in from the MKL, Agudo. They need to win this one. Musanki just setting up the tempo, getting punished by Wendy here, playing the game very well from Rock Esports.
Once again, the higher ult has been casted here, whilst we see Schwan and Muchi go for it. He forces out the Infinite Bastards. We see the rising tide, but it's going to be Guan Yu neutralizing that tidal wave as he claims Wave Pit in that one. Now we're just seeing the Destiny counter, as well as the hard link onto Musanki, speeding up this rotation into the mid lane. Look at them put more pressure onto the side of Rock Esports.
Yeah, the Moonscape Mirage coming from Shoshan was so good.
Yeah.
He trapped Wave Pit, closing the front line for Muchi. And when Muchi gets poked by Guyi, nobody's coming to help them because the mid lane pathway was cut off by GK. And it made Muchi exploited his ultimate. And when he is not ready, they're going to probably force another team fight here.
They are. I mean, right now, obviously, they lost T1 down bot side, so that's going to make it a little bit more accessible to get that Azure Golem onto the side of GK. But they're looking to play the top side of the map, right? Like, they put the pressure on there first. T1 fell for Rock Esports top side. We see just the relentlessness from Guayu to get even more here, but Wendy has to be absent from that mid lane. But they're able to wave clear it here onto the side of Rock Esports.
I think like Rock Esports, they've been improving so much throughout the tournament, whereas like Wendy has been playing for so good for Rock Esports for so long, but now it's not only Wendy. That's why they've been coming for so far on this tournament, but now they need to step up.
Speaking of step up, it's given the Dream Room met with the rising tide. Schwan may have found himself in a really sticky situation. He gets taken out of that situation and probably put into a worse one, as he's going to get taken down by Shishan. And in that moment's notice, in his absence, Guayu is pushing and prodding Wendy here. They're trying to get the health bars down to the Angela, so Musan King can fly on the monkey.
It's very hard. They're sinking slowly. Rock Esports, they need something to come back, but Gem, trying to be set up here. Mucci getting the Howling Power.
Yeah, the Howling has been procced. They have their target in sight. It's going to be Gem get taken down here, but it's all going to be traded for Geeky getting that overload, getting that pressure into the top side of the map. You may have a takedown, but what more is coming here? They're looking for a T2 takedown down to the bottom side of the map of ROK Esports. Mucci takes a lot of damage, but is able to get out of there thanks to the riding wind. It's going to be Guayu as well as Je, just trying to amount this pressure whilst we're waiting for Musang King. They're buying time for their jungler.
Yeah, they're just buying time here, trying to get the perfect setup. Geeky Esports, they need to breathe here, but ROK Esports waiting just for the perfect moment for that Menki to come in to punish. And look at the replay from the Geeky setup. It was so good. Musang King dived in at the perfect moment, and look at the pick off coming from Shishan. He took off the most important role player from ROK Esports. He took away Xuan, and without the front lane, without the second layer on ROK Esports, they're gonna disengage. But the revenge fight coming from ROK was trying to pick off Gem, the gold carrier from Geeky Esports.
Yeah, just trade in the game state into each side of the map here as well. Obviously, T2 into the top side for ROK Esports looks a bit battered as well. The same can be said here for Geeky. I feel like in this match right now, we are seeing a bit of an even game state in terms of structure, but once again, Geeky is showing where they are more dominant. It's in the farm. But here, we may see a bit of an overcommitment here from Jet as well as Musang King. They're taking too much damage from Wendy, but at the same time, the health bars of the side of ROK Esports are not too healthy. They are relying on Xuan here.
Yeah, Xuan has been such a role player for ROK Esports, and with him getting shut down at such an early game, it makes him so difficult to tank all the damage coming from Shishan and also Gem. And I'm pretty sure right now, Shishan is going to be very painful against Xuan without any magic defense coming for his defensive stats.
Just waiting that long rush there. Just trying to get a setup, maybe just trying to force out the Mirage once again, but they do successfully get the Mirage. But now we see ROK Esports, they're waiting around. He forces the flash onto Gem, alters it with the flash there of the Rising Tide, but it's not going to go in the favor of ROK Esports. It's actually playing dividends here for Geeky. They get a 2-0 trade. The minion wave here, Gem's able to force that T1 takedown.
Who expected that wave bit was trying to shadow over the Shishan ultimate, but he flicked it onto Gem. And Gem, even though he got ulted by 3 people, like if you see the replay here, he was aiming for Shishan, and he flicked to Gem, and the damage wasn't instant enough for Gem to be taken out of the picture. And Gui was so smart, he closed the NQA, coming for those risky team fights. Wendy wasn't able to pop the damage that he wanted, and the risk to reward was too big for ROK Esports to commit on.
Yeah, it's the beauty of the idea, right? Like, you have the heart link, you know that you're gonna have somebody there to be by your side, and also not only heal you, but give you that movement speed to get out of that sticky situation that ROK Esports tried to put Geeky into originally. Now for ROK Esports, they're at, once again, the game state they find themselves in all 3 games of this series. We see Purple getting run down, but it's again Shishan with the aggressive takedown. He's taking Wendy off of the gorge here. It means they can open up to the back line. YU is not going to struggle by running down those health bars. He's now aided and abetted by Musang King. He has free roam. There is no blazing brilliance to run down the health bars of Musang King.
They're going to try to force a high guard poke here, trying to get the perfect moment. Kong Lane just trying to defend, but the minion waves kept on coming. The pushes are coming from Geeky. They want this. They want the crystal. But ROK Esports, they could defend this fight.
They can defend it. They have a mountable defense. Wendy's back up in about 7 seconds time, so you have the Blazing Brilliance just to wipe out any minion wave here into the mid lane. But what the problem here is the fact there is 2 minion waves.
Yeah, they're going to try to force the defense coming from Guyi, just trying to poke it out, trying to force the fight. Musang King at the perfect moment. The Raging Sea connects.
Raging Sea does connect. Mucci has very low health bars. He uses the Infinite Bastards in the right amount of time. At the same time, we see Waybit deleted from the gorge thanks to the Moonscape Mirage. After an early exit last year, Geeky Esports lunges to the top 3 once again. The MKL representatives not only claims honor, valor, but also club membership points. Everyone join us in congratulating Geeky at the 3rd place at KWC 2026.
Geeky Esports, the dominating performance against ROK was there through purpose. 4 zeros have been seen throughout the tournament. But who would have thought this Malaysian team, GK, have beat them on their own game? A perfect run coming from GK.
Absolutely perfect run, but like they said in the introduction, it's been a hard task from ROK Esports to get a victory from GK for so long. And we put it into the perspective, they were fighting away from third place in the MKL Spring 2026. This time around, they are fighting to maintain that third place and also get $80,000 more into their back pocket, and it's going to be GK after a dominant 3-0 performance that get that position.
It's scary, right? Like, we're looking at how DK is just controlling the whole game, pressuring on Shran and also Muchi, making them so unviable for those late game team fights. And after Musanking and also Sirshan getting those very good picks on the backline of ROK Esports, there weren't much space for them to just dive in on those fight again. But again, we're gonna see the interview coming in from Sky and Mara. So let's go to the interview.
Here we are from the winning team, Guiyu. Congratulations. Last year, your team did not make it to the playoffs, and this time you've come in third. What does this mean to you, and what would you say was the biggest difference?
I think is my teammate different.
Your teammates made all the difference. Now, yesterday, you guys gave PSG a really hard time, and everybody noticed it. It almost went to 20 minutes. Talk about the growth that your team has had to have come that close, that you are now the best global team.
We just review last match with PSG, and we learn with them. I think when they team fight, they always in good condition and they play very well.
Now you finished third. What are you feeling right now? What do you want to tell to everybody?
Next year maybe we will be this.
Next year, maybe you will claim the trophy once again. Job well done. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give GK Esports a big round of applause. Congratulations. And now we're going to head back to the panel. Lead the gorge.
Thank you, Mara. Appreciate it. And great to hear from Guiyu, who grabs the attention on stage as he deserves. 4 times he had to go against KSG and lose, even though 20 minutes is what they pushed who would be our grand finalists to the test. But this game, they only go 3, and it's in their favor. They take down ROK Esports and claim the title of the best team on the globe. Of course, in the global competition. The KPL kind of stands on its own right now, but they certainly, I think the question we asked was, can you take something from your losses? Teams face the KPL team. And GK did take something from the loss, and they took it in a way that was so convincing against ROK Esports. You understand whether it's the history of losing 4 times, 5 times in a row to them, or the fact that they're just playing at another level this tournament, that they were going to be beat.
Yeah, definitely not just working on the strengths of their team. Even during your interview, he said that it's because of his teammates. They had the difference on how they approach things. And I mean, even also on our short interviews, they're really confident up against ROK Esports, given the fact also that they won a majority of the other international tournaments that they faced together.
Yeah, but they made a mistake though. They got like 1
For your
different.
girlfriend, for your brother, for your family.
At this point, yes, this is really a
Kind
fight
of
script, I would say, in this particular
expensive
series.
to
There really
go and
was
watch all this
little contest coming up from the side of ROK
I know
Esports.
like
They
this,
did
I
try,
understood,
but
I think I
the
get to
gap was
skip
just too big.
also.
Yeah, I
Also,
think
I have to
also
go
the gap, it
spend
goes
those
beyond the knowledge on how the
2
other teams
people.
play, but more on how they play or create their draft. Because their draft was too strong against the play style of every individual from the side of ROK Esports. Schwan was on check. Everyone was on check. Even the rotation of the jungle of ROK Esports was on check. So it's really hard for ROK Esports to bounce back on games number 1 and even game number 2.
Now, I don't know if she's been sitting next to Inuo's family, but she's been in a different cosplay outfit every single time. I don't know if that's related to Inuo or not, but certainly some very familiar faces who have been in the stands. We mentioned Indicus, who is joining us on stage in just a moment. That show match coming up. We've revealed the talent. We haven't exactly revealed what's happening yet, so stay tuned. Even though this one's wrapping up, still much more KWC here on the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet. But let's take a look at the telestration now, because we may not be able to learn any more from this, but people at home can certainly learn about what went right, what to do in their games, and obviously what you took away, Ken, after a really dominant performance from GK.
Okay, I'm gonna add more subscription fees for this because
yes, please.
I'm gonna give you.
Let me flex.
Yeah, more lessons. she
yeah, there it is. Is that the right technique? Is that the more squeeze on that curl? I'm getting in on this.
Okay, so let's run through what the strength of this draft was, right? Coming in from the side of GK. They made sure all the win conditions were there. So first and foremost, I want you to pay attention to the channel against Awin matchup, right? So naturally in a 1v1, it gets a bit more difficult for the side of Muji. So in order to make this happen, they actually place more focus onto the side of the mid laner Shishan, who was using the Haya, right? So as we go into the later parts of the game, you realize that yes, there is a clear goal gap, but this fulfills the condition that Rock will not be able to come back into this game, and it came in many different forms. Number one, you could never get past the wall that is the Mankey,
yeah,
right? And secondly, if you do make it past the wall of Mankey, you don't get the damage because the heals are coming out, right? And it's always a unfair fight because you're fighting with 4v5 potentially if the higher wins in that Moonscape Mirage, which is exactly what happened. So let's go into the first clip here. Now, this is a very important portion of the game because at this point...
Chantel, keep your form. Come on now. There it is.
Sorry.
You can't be giving out on me yet.
So at this point, catching Kongling was a great idea, right? I think the execution here from the side of GK was, let's try to get the jungler out of the fight, right? Give the level lead to Musang King. But here's the fun part. Locking Kongling in was great. They didn't get the finish, but here comes the second part of the fight. So I want you to pay attention to this thing. When you are in the Moonscape Mirage, everyone's focus is on 2 points. The first one is, I'm going to be looking at my teammate. Where are they? And the second point will be, where is the opponent that uses the Haya? These will be your set fight. This is a guaranteed hit once they come out, right? So this is where teams are fighting for position, jostling for the correct skills to be thrown at the right time. But who comes out worse? It actually is Xuan. And knowing Xuan, we know that he likes a flank. We know that he comes in with the stuns, with the flashes. And with this first blood onto Xuan, it just crashes the game out for the side of ROK Esports because that flank opportunity and that turnaround no longer functionable.
And a good point that you've mentioned about Xuan also, because either way, either Kongling or Xuan, it's a viable target already for the Haya. That's why for Ken, he mentioned earlier that it's always going to be 4v5 for every setup plays on this match.
Yeah, and you know, at this point, they already had a 4K goal lead. Once again, a catch, I believe, on to the Clash lane, which is Xuan once again. So this one, it went a lot more worse for them because right off the bat, you already have Xuan out of the fight, right? And at this point, if you take a look at the skills already used from the side of ROK Esports, they have very little to offer. Xuan does have the flash, doesn't have his ultimate anymore. Wave Pit is gone because they isolated him right at the get-go during the moment where they set up the Moonscape Mirage. Oh my goodness. Yep, so he's caught in
You can take as long as you want. Chantel can be there all day. She's fine. I mean...
Yeah, actually, we just play around so that her muscles get to work.
Wait, it's just the left side. Let me do the right as
you
well.
need to, you know, you want to... Here, hold on, Chantel. Go to the host for a second. Let me take this. Please. Let him finish. Please, go over there. Thank you. I mean, I can't. I have to get involved.
I'm here to cheer instead.
Let me... Okay, you can cheer.
Let's be clear.
What is the final ranking?
Small subscription sub. Whoa. That's a bit too much. But in any case, all right, I'll let the
Let me hold this.
Anyone to join us, guys?
Yeah, so with that, they actually built such a huge lead, and this is like a 5k gold advantage at this point. And as we know, history has already stated, this is the 6th time in a row that GK has taken a series of ROK, and to do it on the international stage, what a performance.
I thought I'd be here longer. Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
I thought so
It was
too.
just at the wrap up.
This is a trial period, right? When you go to a gym, there's a trial class.
Yes.
So this is the trial class. So
We're like the
how do you
spotters.
find it?
Well, at
No,
least
we're the spotters.
Oh, you were the spot. Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the support you would get at the subscription service of Kin's online gym. I hope that you take us seriously because I think he's really coming out with that. You're feeling it, right?
Yeah, feeling it.
Oh my God. You know, if we had an opportunity to go even longer, Ken, I would, because I love the way you're breaking it down. I did have to step in for Chantel though, because of course it's you know, I don't want to watch you just
No, it's okay.
if it was on your right hand, I would allow it, but your left hand is just getting too strong. I can't allow it. We've got a
This
chance
moment
to
is
speak
all
with our
going
interview
on.
of the team that did not make it. Of course, that's Rock Esports. However, they still claimed, I believe, near $200,000+. So should be happy with that takeaway. We'll find out what else they took away after their loss here.
Hey guys, we'll be having Whippet from Rock Esports join us for the post-match interview. Thank you so much for your time though. I believe you have a very impressive journey here in KWC. So looking back on all the things that happened here in Paris, what will be the most valuable thing your term has gained from all the experiences you have here in Paris?
I think in Paris is a different experience for us. I think because this first time we come
Paris is a
Paris
really
and
good
play
team actually.
KWC.
Yeah, because you have gone up against with so many different and strong teams from different regions. So what will be the thing that leaves you the most impression? And who will be that particular opponent you're looking forward to see in the future?
I think is AGAL. I think.
EJL, do you still have so many memories looking back on yesterday's matches?
They just play very well and win us. I think although it is very hard, I think we still need to try to win them in future.
Yeah, I think more details should be improved, and then you will become stronger in next year if we have the chance to see you guys, and believe we will. And actually, fourth place is a very good run, though. So, what will be the things that you are most proud of that your team have accomplished here in Paris?
I think is.
Bro, I don't know why my face looks bad. Yeah. I mean, quality इतना अच्छा इधर पे आ रहा है.
Anything you want to say to your teammates as well?
Teammates, thank you, thank you. Say thank you to my teammate.
Yeah, very good work together. And I will be your very last chance to say something from the bottom of your heart to your fans, friends, and family back in your hometown. So what will be it?
I'm sorry, today I don't perform well.
Don't be sorry. You brought a lot of amazing games to us. Thank you so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing the future.
Thank you.
Best wishes to you. And this will be it. Bye-bye. Back to the panel.
You know, you can understand a bit deflating to come out, not get a win in 2 series. And, you know, you can't blame anybody for the first series. This series, though, it seemed like maybe felt there could be something more for them. And it just wasn't able to happen. But on the day, you know, you ask, where do you learn? And I don't, I mean, I feel like I keep saying this, so screw it, I'm just going to keep saying it. I'm not going to say how I keep saying it. I'm just going to keep saying it. But you learn from your losses. And I mean, a personal anecdote for me, I remember coming in, we call it soccer where we are in America, but around the world, it's football. We were ranked #1, and we were penalty kicks away from going into the national championship. And my senior year, we were ranked #1, and we lost in our very first game. We were shocker, real big upset. And you have to somehow piece together this identity that has been shattered, right? These guys are globally so successful. They've gotten to 4th place, and then you have this 4-0, 3-0, and you have to like find your identity again. They are a great team. They are great players, guys, but it's much easier said than done in the moment when you're still coping with, I thought my reality would look a little bit different.
Definitely, and this type of moments are like reminders for these players that everyone is just like trying to improve everything that they've got, or just want to show whatever it is that they can improve for the rest of the tournament. And what I gotta say is that for Rock Esports, there's nothing to be sorry for because they're able to manage to defend or to defeat the champions of the region. So that alone says a lot about how they prepared in this or in their journey this KWC.
All right, so I'm gonna go with football, right?
Yeah.
Okay, football.
So American football, right?
No.
Oh, see,
the actual
this is
football.
why we say soccer, because it's confusing.
Yeah, but in any case, I think one of the life experiences we get from so-called being defeated at the top level is that now you get to see actually there's a whole new perspective into how far I can go in your professional career, right? So I would go on to say that this actually could be very inspiring and very exciting because now there are new levels to go to and you see that it is possible because someone else has done it, right? And if it's not done before, you are going to be the trailblazer, you're going to be the first one to do it. So I think, yes, you can feel sad, you can feel better for this time being. But in the next few weeks, when the next part of the season, pro leagues are coming up, it's time to step up, shine.
You get old enough, you get to a point where you kind of feel like I don't have time to process, right? We're talking a little bit on the bus as well, just getting to this idea of it's rare that you take a day and you go, I'm not going to do my work, I'm not going to do my laundry. It's the only day I have to do it. I'm just going to think about how did I handle that loss. But, have you had any moments, Ken, and just a quick thought if something comes to mind, where you've had something like this happen and then you've had to just readjust quickly? How did you get over that?
I mean, I take a look at what I've done, right?
You write it down?
Point, where is your starting point? At some point of your life, you will reach a stage where you realize, you know what? 2 years ago, if I take a look back at where I was, this is where I dreamt of being at. I may not be at the best position now, but I'm here. And this is my chance because I'm already here. It's time to put the work in, right?
Yeah, it's the same case for me. Every time that I'm feeling down, I always keep questioning myself, why am I even doing this? Why even I started this type of job? Something like that. So it's more of me thinking of my sadness into diverting it into an inspiration just to keep moving forward. Something like that.
The opportunity to be on a stage making hundreds of thousands of dollars for an hour and a half of a game that's played on your phone that millions of people around the world enjoy, that's where people dream to be. They had the chance to be there. The perspective shift is needed. We appreciate you, ROK Esports. Congratulations to GK Esports as well for finding your place into third. Now, of course, our grand final is coming up, but before we do that, we have a few fun things today. It's our Team Valors versus Team Kings show match. It's a best of two, meaning we will get at least, well, definitely 2 games. There's really no 1-0 that's going to end it there. So 2 games. We will have a lot of fun with that one. You see the stands are already getting packed. People are waiting to see some of their favorite players and personalities from HOK in the building. That's coming up immediately. AGAL and Kuaishao Gaming, that will be our grand final. That is expected to go the distance or at least close to it because both of those KPL teams are fighting for legacy and a big prize of $600,000 to the winner. Coming up next, we'll have more of that show match info for you, and we'll also let you know that there's an awards ceremony coming up, the annual HOK award ceremony. It will be on right after this, but until then, enjoy some info about the new Dan to Dan crossover in game.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
Okay, cool. HOK link in the description below, and you can download HOK Yo, Karma, what's up? बोल तू टेंशन मत ले तेरा वाला काम हो जाएगा लास्ट जंगल ने डिच कर दिया जंगलर को ये तो बता बोल का जंगलर डिच किया मतलब क्या किया उसने What happened? Why? I mean, क्या करने के लिए गया? आपका टीम मिला क्या ऐसा कुछ? नहीं, सब लड़के लोगों को लेना नहीं चाहिए. क्या है भाई? बच्चे लोगों को मत लो. They are not Chinese people. So they don't have the maturity. मैं देखता हूँ. मैं देखता हूँ. अलग भाई. iRON ऐसा बात माँ
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing but
जाओ
Tyler 1,
हाँ
you're done.
लाइफ में पूछिए जाओ जाओ आए आए এটা নিয়ে এসেছিস এটা ভরে রাখ
Anticipation for the grand finals is going to start building. We've got a couple of things to get through before we do get there, but we thought we'd have a chat with the boys, Blam and Ricky. Well, I mean, just kind of get a little bit of a how you think the tournament's gone. Just a little bit of a chat of how the is looking at this moment in time. Coming in as an outsider, looking into this game, and obviously seeing the domination that we've seen from the Chinese teams as we have done over the past week or so. Ricky, I'm going to start with you. Do you feel as if the rest of the world is catching up at a certain pace? And, well, do you think they ever will, is my question.
I think give it 1 or 2 more years. I think chance for
that short amount of time, because I'm thinking like 10 years right now.
I don't think so. If you're talking about like years, like we have seen KSG and also AGL, they were pretty frustrated after like game 3, especially when they're going against teams that are very aggressive like GK. And we've seen like there was like in a point where they would be able to win the game, but it was so close. But then again, only the discipline of the KPL teams were managing for them to get the win against the global team. So again, it's all about discipline for the global teams.
And Blam, for you, I think, you know, we talked about discipline, we talked about mechanics, and just their experience of the game. Do you think there's any other particular area that the rest of the world really needs to work on to catch up?
I think, once again, it's just harking on the point of discipline. Like, we saw many times within this tournament where teams have just kind of got either a little bit too excited when they're kind of ahead, and then basically the enemy team just completely dominate that mistake that they make. The one that's most notable was Blacklist against Team Vitality. Blacklist was
against Team Vitality.
And then they made a point problem at the
final right, guys.
pit, right? And then that's how it went all south. So for me, I'm going to be more of a cynical Brit and say it's going to take at least 3 to 5 years for people to catch up.
Yeah, but I think as well, for me, just working in esports for so long and seeing so many different industries and games, for us in the game that I participate in, we were at a stage where European teams could not even touch North American teams. And then it took for those teams to start playing up against these teams more. I think, you know, the saying of a rising tide raises all ships is really apparent when it comes to Honor Kings. If we are going to see these teams compete more, these teams will get better, they will start to understand more, because you can only be as good as who you're playing up against, right?
Yeah, of course. Like, if we're talking about like progress, they're catching up. Now, it used to be like KPL teams could play with anything and they would win against the global team. But now they need to put in the effort, the drops, and the outplays, or even playing a bit more harder. Like we saw yesterday, like the mid lane from AG, he took off his jacket just to play a bit more serious, right?
Kind of thing,
He took off his jacket, starts to like play a little bit more serious against the global team. So the threat from the global teams is coming, and give it a couple of more years, maybe we're able to catch up.
That's what we're saying. Do you think we should start the UK team? What are you saying? You think we can do it? Start up a UK roster?
I mean, I tried. I was the coach of Team GB, you know?
My jungling's not looking too bad at this moment.
Yeah.
I might just be in goal 2, right? But I'm doing all right.
Yeah. Wait till you get into like your Grandmaster, then we'll see. We'll see. We'll go from that point. You get Grandmaster, we'll get you into peak tournament, and then I'll assess your playability.
I'm going to start here now, so
look, I mean, it's been fantastic week, of course, across the board. It's been a fantastic chat with you guys as well. Thank you very much. But now it is very much time to get on with our award ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2026 KWC Awards Ceremony. Tonight, we honor outstanding talents and players voted by fans from all around the world. We will be presenting 3 fan-voted awards. They are Fan Favorite Voice, Fan Favorite Team, and more to that, Fan Favorite Player.
The votes are officially in, and the results of these awards came directly from the Honor of Kings community. So to everybody who voted and showed your support, this moment is yours as well. And to help us present the award, we have Mr. Herman Zhao, General Manager of Regional Publishing Level Infinite. And we begin with a voice that captures
captured the attention of the fans throughout this tournament. Your fan favorite voice goes to Sagi!
Congratulations to Sagi. So many love and respect from us. Sagi, you can stand here, over there. Let's take a picture together to memorize this very epic moment.
Sagi, give your best smile. Sagi,
Hi Mara, hi Sky.
congratulations. You have dedicated so much time for Honor of Kings. In fact, you changed your name to Sagi HOK. How meaningful is this moment for you to be recognized by thousands of the HOK community?
First of all, thank you to Honor of Kings and also EWC for making KWC actually happen, and it actually means a lot because who would have thought a kid that was doing content creation just last year came all the way to this stage in Paris, France, and actually got an award for himself. So for me, I thank my family, my community, my mods a lot for actually making this happen. This is not my award only, it's by the fans, it's for the fans.
Sagi, I'm so proud of you as your colleague for so many months now, for an entire year. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, one more thing. Thank you so much, Mara. Thank you so much, Sky. And for the KPL fans that flew all the way over to Paris, France, 希望你们今天有一个美妙的总决赛，希望你们玩得开心一点，谢谢。
Thank you so much, Sagi.
Thank you so
can
much.
Take your seat and enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Thank you so much.
And now, from favorite voice, we move on to the favorite team. They have gathered plenty of the support, and the fans have spoken. Your fan favorite team is AGAL!
This honor goes to the most impressive team throughout this tournament, selected by our global audiences. Congratulations, 恭喜菲姐，恭喜。Let's take a picture to memorize this moment together, shall we? All right. This is the second time for me to interview with this beautiful lady by my side because they won this award last year. So I was wondering how significant this award means to AGAL. 其实去年我们在这个舞台上我也采访过你同样的问题，一定是再度蝉联这样一个最受欢迎的战队的奖项了。对于整体的 AGA 来说，这有怎样不同的意义呢？
很荣幸再次蝉联最受欢迎的战队。10年前 AG 超人会诞生于成都，10年以后 AGL 站上了国际的舞台，很感谢一路以来支持我们的粉丝，很感谢一路以来和我们一起并肩战斗的选手还有教练们，也特别感谢王者荣耀。这10年是 AG 同王者荣耀一起发展的10年，我觉得10年王者荣耀旅程初心不改，心怀荣耀。永我之前。
Thank you so much. We feel really extremely honored to be here, especially we have this award for the second time here in KWC. 10 years from now, we have our foundation built in Chengdu, back in China, and after 10 years, it will be us enjoying our moments on an international level and stage. I would like to express our sincere gratitude for every single players, our opponents, and every sponsor that has been on this trip together with us. And we want to express our sincere gratitude towards HOK and of course EWC to make this journey so wonderful. Thank you so much, and we will enjoy the moments together.
And now, for the last award, it's time to recognize the player who has captured the hearts of the Honor of Kings community. Your fan favorite player goes to Inwo!
Individual performers of KWC 2026, chosen by our global fans. Welcome. 恭喜你 Ino. Congratulations. Let's together take a picture. Congratulations on this well-deserved honor. I was wondering, how do you feel? What does this award mean to you? It should have a very deep meaning for Eno. 又是第2次获得这样的奖项，刚才我们也听到了 AJL 也再次获得这样奖项，所以蝉联这样的荣誉其实是涵盖着所有全世界喜欢和支持你的粉丝的，所以这个奖项对于Eno选手有怎样特别的意义？
感谢王总要和 EWC 给我提供这个舞台，感谢大家给我投票，我很开心。
Thank you so much, Honor of Kings. Thank you so much for EWC. I won't be standing here on the stage without your help and support. And lastly, I feel extremely happy to be here. Thank you so much for my fans, supporters all around the world. Thank you so much. Congratulations. 恭喜Eno. Thank you. And this phobia, please.
For all of our winners, come on up. Sagi, AGAL. Now we're gonna take our final photo. Once again, congratulations to all of our winners. And we thank all the supporters for the Honor of Kings. It's time to head back to our desk. Lead the gorge.
And best host at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet for KWC in Paris, France. Today, it's me. That's right. I'm giving myself an award. No, shout out to everybody who just won, guys. What an amazing showcase of support and fun. My boy Sagi got that one. It's been great getting to know all of you. I would give you all awards if I could.
Larry, I have a trophy for you.
Oh, is there
For you also.
You do?
Yeah.
I have
Where's
a trophy.
for me?
I have an invisible trophy for you, but it's invisible, which means you can have it all the time wherever you go.
Good idea. I like that, right? So, you know, does it weigh?
It doesn't weigh anything, but if you slip it in your pocket, you kind of pat it, you feel it, you'll be like, wait, there is something there. Just think about it anytime you're feeling down. All right, guys, we've got a few more minutes before our show match. That was great. AGAL, Eno as well, will tell his story and how he's continued to be the person holding it down for AGAL, despite many new teammates coming in over the years for him, still staying true. His legacy, something that he's going to be fighting for continually here in our grand final. But before that, we have players, we have members of the HOK community that have already built legacies, that have done so many fun things, and now we get to see them on the stage, Chantel.
Yeah, W, let's show first the competitive side and just enjoy this show match. I mean, for your team Ballers and for Team Kings, we've seen some of the players play the other day in a different show match, but this time's gonna be different because we have Oheb and Delar from the Philippines, also Shafiq as well, who traveled really far just to go and participate in this show match.
Also joined by iBot13, and Indicus, we've already seen her across the first few days.
Yeah.
And we have Hui Popper. He was the one that actually passed us the jersey on stage from the AOG side of things.
Oh, really? I was going to say, I like his suit. I like the outfit right there. He's looking flashy. Luo as well, adding a little bit of color to what are some very nice pictures that everyone has here. Hi, Oheb. They're all looking good. Oheb saying, shh. Don't even talk to me.
I think I've seen Oheb earlier.
Really?
Yeah, he was watching the...
Okay, well, let's let you know exactly what we have in store, because it's not just going to be a regular show match. It's not going to be what we saw yesterday. No, we're going to be playing a different mode. It's going to be Super Flow Brawl that these players are going toe-to-toe against. And I love the idea of this. As we come to a moment to explain it to you, we're either going to bring it up on stage or I'll throw a video that's even better of what you can expect. Check it out.
HOK's new mode, Super Flow Brawl, arrives with a bang. Break fixed builds and experience true combat evolution. Whenever a hero reaches level 1, 5, 10, 15, choose one of 3 random talents to enhance yourself. The higher your hero level, the stronger the talents you can obtain. 10 major talent paths, freely combined to create endless strategies. Preview talent effects in advance to fully prepare for battle. Or adapt on the fly during combat to unleash unexpected power. This isn't just luck. It's a true test of strategic mastery. There are no fixed answers, only infinite possibilities. The most powerful and mysterious builds await your discovery. The new mode is coming soon. March 14th, write your Super Flow Brawl legend.
And when they say fun, featured talents, they certainly mean it. Every few levels, 1, 5, 10, 15, Chantel, you get to pick a different way that you'll play the game, but those ways are wild.
Yeah, definitely wild. Let's focus on mic on. Whenever you're using the microphone, it releases sound waves and elevates your teammates. So it's one of my favorites. And you know what? Whenever I have so many losses in ranked games, I play the Super Flow Brawl.
Really?
So this is a breath of a fresh air for these players. And I'm excited as to how our KPL players or from the KPL Dream Team will play this mode.
So you're already screaming because you're mad that you lost your ranked games.
Want us to show you how the mic on works?
Yeah.
Let's do a demonstration.
So one of the effects is if she starts shouting, I get stronger and stronger. And you know, if you send commands out, it also buffs your teammates or helps them purify any of the CC that comes through.
That is so fun. I mean, and I think the way that you're doing it is great.
Just imagine a shy person having the mic on as a talent.
Yeah.
He's forced to say something.
I cannot wait to see this, and especially because we're going to see our players knowing that it's a show match and they're having a lot of fun with it. You can turn, I think, some of your movement into riding a motorcycle. You can do it that way. I think that's the vroom vroom one. I saw people getting bigger. You see the mic on, which means if you're mad or you're happy, you can yell and different things will happen in game. So not only will you see all of your favorites on stage in just a moment, you're also going to see them doing some wacky shenanigans. Chantel, any other words before we throw it over to the stage?
I'm just excited. I'm just
too.
excited. I'm really looking forward as to what talents the players will pick, how they will play against each other, because it's going to be chaotic, really chaotic.
Yep, get all the big skills. You can re-roll if you need to. So let's see what kind of action they bring us.
All right. Well, we've got a little bit of, as Milos said, an aperitif to start the day. Now we've got an appetizer here to continue our tournament. Let's send it over the stage and get us started.
Honor of Kings fans, we got something special lined up for
here to continue our tournament. Let's send it over the stage and get us started.
Honor of Kings fans, we got something special lined up for you. HOK's top players and talents are going to be stepping on to this stage, and this time we got 2 games to put on a show.
2 days ago, we saw those KPL Dream Team members having the greatest time here on the stages, while now today, we're inviting new guests from the global stage, joining us for a very crazy ride on the stage.
Crazy is the right word. It's going to be the Super Flow Brawl mode. It's going to be chaotic, fun, so many things going on. They can upgrade and get different skills at different levels for their hero potential. So lots of combinations. And now, how about let's meet the teams?
With no more time waiting, let us introduce our fantastic players onto the stage. Introducing Team Valor. Welcome! We'll be having Hopper, Indicus, Fly, Cat, Gemini. Have fun, boys.
And now let's meet Team Kings, the other half of the HOK AOV Global Star Show match. Oheb, Shafiq Ayman, iRON, and Luo.
Good to see you guys. Can we hear one more time shouting to both teams? Hope you guys are ready for this. So we have familiar faces and we have new friends over here.
These are Team Valor and Team Kings.
Okay.
Hi, Ron. You may take your seats.
KPL Dream Team members, you can take seats first while we'll have a little bit chat with our new friends here. 我们梦之队的成员呢，可以快速的准备去进入比赛了。我们和新朋友呢，先来这边聊聊天。Hi, nice to see you. Nice to meet you. How are you feeling standing on the stage right now?
hello to everyone, to every audience around the world, to KPL audience, everybody here. I'm Hopper, and actually I'm a AOV caster, but now it's my first time in Paris, and it's actually my first time in Europe, so everything feeling new to me. The audience atmosphere, the weather, everything feels great, and I really want to give all my best, my effort to bring to you guys an amazing so match for today with our friendly teammates in Darkers and many MVP by KPL right here. Thank you.
It will be a celebration for both AOV and HOK.
And on this side, we have OHEB from the Philippines. It's your first time here in Paris, representing Honor of Kings. You have all this crowd with you. What can you say to everybody? And how happy are you to be here?
Hello everyone, I'm so happy to be here again. It feels amazing. Everything is good here. The scenery, the food. I love it being here, and I'm very excited to play against them.
He's excited to play against you.
Of course, how excited you are. So nice to see you, so pretty. So what will be the message you to send to the global fans here?
Maybe I would introduce myself first. Hi everybody, I'm in the course. 我是印尼歌手. So hi. Also, when you guys watching here from house, so I'm so excited, of course, for today. This is also my first time coming here, and I'm very excited and also nervous at the same time. 太紧张了.
What will be the thing you want to say to your opponent anyway?
Sorry?
What will be the thing you want to say to your opponent?
Oh my god, I'm so ready for the fun match today. Also, 老师别太难了，我太紧张了，我怕. Thank you.
Thank you so much. How do you respond to that?
We have Shafiq Aiman from Malaysia. Shafiq, what can we expect from you and your team today in front of this global audience on the stage in Paris?
Hi guys, I'm Shafiq Aiman from Malaysia, and I'm very excited to be here today and playing with my friends from Vietnam, from China, and from Indonesia, and also my new friend, which is from Philippines. And I'm very confident with my team. I'm excited to play today, and let's go have some fun!
Ooh, we are definitely gonna have some fun. Players, you may now take your seats. Go ahead. You can join your teammates. And Sky, for sure, this is going to be very exciting. So how about let's get this started and head to our desk. Lead the gorge.
Thank you, Mara and Sky. What a fun time. The audience. Hello, everybody. You guys are amazing. You have been here enjoying the action from early on, and now we have more in store as teams join up who have maybe met for the first time today. As you can see, Oheb
and
Shafiq having fun with that one, and some people we've seen like Indicas throughout the day. I mean, I love what we're able to witness here, Chantel.
I just hope that for Indica's team, she gets the mic on because she's a singer.
Yeah.
Right? It would be lovely for them to just hear her sing all throughout the game. So something like that, hopefully. And I'm just really looking forward as to how the pro players will pick the talents on whatever hero that they will choose on this game.
I feel like this is gonna be super crazy because in this mode there's so many skills to choose from. You know, you can actually get a permanent red buff and a permanent blue buff in one of the talents, so you don't need to have mana regeneration. You will have it the entire game.
And also there's this talent that gives you 2% HP regeneration every time.
Yes. Oh, man.
So it could be a long game, could be a short one, but definitely a fast-paced one.
I'm gonna love seeing how the talents, whichever one you pick, goes against the talents of the other person in lane or that you run into. How much will a damage buff mean against somebody who has repeatedly more HP throughout every second that you're fighting them? How much will singing into the mic distract somebody from fighting when the other person just jumps on a motorcycle and runs away? It's gonna be fun too. Different levels. Former ex-pros. Indicus, I don't think she's an ex-pro, but will certainly be a talented player. How will the teams mesh? Will Gamini be MVP yet again? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Even the heroes that they will choose as the starting ones on this, because it will depend on the hero whether you choose this specific talent, something like that, because there are mages that are very different from the usual ones in this mode.
The Dolia machine gun build, this works here perfectly.
I love it too. And the other cool aspect to this is the atmosphere. People are appreciating being in Europe, sometimes in Paris for the first time. These are, major celebrities and people of, idol status, and coming here in Europe, just not necessarily something that's been on the bucket list or necessarily been on the road to that success there. So seeing them navigate not just a new game with wacky talents and stuff, which is super fun for me to see, but also being in France.
Definitely gonna be quite an experience for this KOLs, for this pro players, and even ex-pro players. It's something that they will always remember, that I once played on stage in a super flow brawl mode, and I was able maybe to defeat Gemini, Cat. Those are like superstars when it comes to HOK, and playing against them in a show match, it's something.
Yep, you have to clip those moments, save it. Whatever platform you're watching on, save that moment where you got the kills or even outsmart them. That's a rare occasion in the professional world.
I feel like there's enough cameras out here to where we'll get clips no matter what.
Are the lenses here already?
They're here. Oh yeah, they're here.
They're
They
here.
started with Sagi. It always starts with Sagi at this point. So it's going to hopefully end. Will we see him on Grand Finals cast? Maybe, but right now I'm more focused on this cast. We got two.
Let's play some game, guys. Let's play some game.
Clash, it's just the region going head to each other. But if you're looking at the draft, it's very interesting finally seeing Cat playing the Princess Frost again.
Yeah, bringing it right back to this one as we go into the game. And I did check out all heroes, but if we're talking about the Super Flow Brawl, this is a right? I love this mode. It's so much, way more casual. It's just kind of like you can kind of like roll into it. Sometimes I think Chantal was talking about the fact that when she is, tilted a bit, she'll kind of roll back into this.
Always. Always. But if we're speaking about Super Flow Brawl, it's such a refreshing game mode. Last time I streamed the Super Flow Brawl mode, and I was cosplaying Dolia, and I used the mic on talent, and I was just going on and on, and I'm just screaming the whole game.
All right, pause. Is that the reason why you didn't want to be on cam today? Because you've got the dart just completely over the top. It's high, has to flash away, Fly getting a little low himself.
Yeah, Fly just using his own FMVP skin, right? Just showing off, this skin is mine, and just showing off to the players. But look at Gemini just popping off on the first game. And Indicus playing the roamer role. Because if we're talking about Indicus, she played farm lane. So maybe the change is going to start to hurt a little bit. But hopefully they're playing the fun game today.
Yeah, it's all about having fun, right? And I think that going into this one, when you were talking about the Indicus, I mean, there are 8 years of experience will definitely carry over into this mode. It's very similar to Honor of Kings, of course, with the added bonus of these talents. But for me, it's about this Shadow Buddy talent. The fact that you become the Dragon Mother, if you will, and just roll down people with all of the dragons. Again, I think that it just adds quite a fun element to this game.
Yeah, especially the one that has like the car. You basically can throw away the car, but look at Fly getting taken out at the first stages of the game. What a statement, taking down the ultimate coming from Indicus, killing Wrong at the same time. 2 kills of 1. Team Valor is just fighting them.
Okay, and we knew it was a fun mode, but man, it seems like Team Valor's they're taking things a little bit seriously. The rotations have been on point. They got Fly to set things off, and then they make their way to the bottom lane. It's a 3-on-3, but the stuns are absolutely real as they get locked in. Cat, he's one of the best in the world, and you're seeing exactly why with that control.
Yeah, it's all about the live reaction, seeing the faces of the talents being happy, engaging in such a good team fight. And ooh, look at Ron come in with the mirror domain, trying to pop on Cat. A bit of a revenge pounce coming from Ron here.
Yeah, a little bit more action. Whoa, and Fly, those guys have been dueling as well in that top lane, but Quay Popper kind of been on the quiet side. We haven't seen too much. It seems like he's more, happily farming for himself.
Yeah, a bit passive, but again, he's going to be playing a bit of a late game, especially if you're talking about Kaiser on this meta. But look at the freeze coming in from Cat, but High Popper Popper just popping off OHEB. They're gonna push him back and look at the Tyrant Overlord. So what's interesting of this mode is everything is random and everything is chaotic. If we're looking at the talents, like there's a lot of like interesting talents coming for like all of the players, but High popping the ult here, trying to poke back Fly onto the Clash lane.
Yeah, setting things up. Again, the 4-minute Tyrants, that's when the true action is going to be. But I think for me, I kind of wanted to see some of the talents that they have, but it looks like they have a little bit of control. Gemini's going to be taking down the Tremor Smash on it too, and they also get Way Popper, who just stuck around. Indica's doing some work, finding and taking down OHEB, and it's off to the braces, if you will. Wrong is 1 versus 2, probably not going to be sticking around much longer.
It's so good, right? Like Cat hasn't been picked off at all, playing a bit safe on this game, getting 2 kills as a mid laner, and as the XF MVP, Cat has been performing amazing. Like he switched roles from the mid lane to the roam, and then won in both respective.
फोन चार्जर लगाओ, फोन चार्ज नहीं।
This has been
सोलो खेलता हूँ, कुछ हमें नहीं होगा।
eating up so much damage. Cat getting the perfect freeze onto Lure, but Lure just dancing around all the players with that Lesion. Gemini popping off. Way Popper gets taken down. He wants more, but he gets no more. Team Valor loses 2 players onto 3.
Yeah, on to 3, but Wrong continuing on with this one. It looks like he wants to fight 1 versus 3.
Yeah, yeah. এটা অফ করতো এই এটা ফ্যানটা গায়ে না ভালো করে সাবান দিবি তো কি বলবো Maganda कैसे हो सकते हैं भाई Gulila with mic on gonna be fun. Okay, matches have started or what? Nice. Star, एक ही स्टार दिया. Solo game में बहुत ज़्यादा ही hard हो जाता है.
Yeah, actually, I saw that in one of my games, the Super Bowl Brawl, where basically they had the invisibility and the Shadow Buddy, and so they popped up next to me, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, I'm in the middle of Game of Thrones, right? Dragons everywhere, and they're all attacking me. I did not live very long in that one.
It's going to be the king of dragons, not the queen, the king. But now we're going to see the matchup. It's going to be very interesting. Coming in with two new players. There's going to be Ebot and Lar. Are they going to be able to carry the game as before, or is it going to be another winner for Team Kings?
Yeah, actually.
Qu'est-ce qui m'arrive? Qu'est-ce que je représente? Qui je suis, putain? Va falloir que je me lève. Que je recommence à zéro. C'est comme ça que ça se termine. Une balle dans la tête, deux balles dans le ventre. Mais putain, faut que je me relève. Que je me casse. Comment je vais pouvoir me sortir de là?
कितना बड़ा गांडू है मैं अरे भाई इतना लैग कैसे हो रहा है?
Check out this dope shit, man. Players another guy, we getting paid. Another day, another dollar living in the bay. Hustling for my baby, trying to pay in my escape. I ain't staying in the matrix where they trying to get my papers. Players another guy, we getting paid. Another day, another dollar living in the bay. Hustling for my baby, trying to pay in my escape. I ain't staying in the matrix where they trying to get my papers.
हाँ सब इतना बड़ा हो गया. भाई साहब ट्रिपल किल. Bruh. Bro. I need some CDs. बूट से नहीं पड़ गया. Nice. मार दे. Nice. Oh. Nice. udah. Kata ini adalah live choice yang mana ini.
Champion, I think it's an opportunity to show that Malaysia team can beat all
Kenapa
the
Q
China team, including AGAL.
我们会先做好自己。
AG this year needs to show how resilient they are. Their current performance, they have had games where they lost to comebacks. So it's very important this year, especially on the international stage, they have to keep cool and show the rest of the world why they are defending champions.
我们尊重每个前来挑战我们的队伍，但这个冠军我们没打算单纯。
He thinks he can come in here and play my game. He knows nothing. Let's go!
Tyler 1, you're done.
When the consequences are at their greatest, when the stakes are at their highest, when the lights are at their brightest, you see the teams that deserve to lift the trophy show up. And they don't just show up a little bit, they show up all the way and convince the world that they are the best. Well, this opportunity has been brewing for a very long time. Our grand final features two teams from the KPL with two different stories, two different ways of approaching the game, two different paces to defining who they are as players, and more so, what they will become. Today is just another story, another part, a chapter of a book that has many tales yet to be written. But today in Paris, France, at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, we have one chance to write a dynamic part of that story that if you're watching from home or in the stands with the thousands of people who have traveled from China, you certainly will not forget. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Rainday. I'm joined by amazing panelists, casters, talent, and friends after this week, Isaac and Haller. This is one of those moments that nobody who is watching KWC will forget.
I'm telling you, the way that this house is looking right now is completely different to how it's been looking in the past days. We have a full house, it's packed. We have people coming in all the way from China, from different parts of Europe, coming in just to watch AGAL against KSG, Haller.
Yeah, and actually, I want to talk about your wardrobe, guys. It looks like we have a little bit of a balance. AGAL's leaning, if you will, KSG on the other side. I'm kind of in the middle ground, but I love the fact that we're all here. We've got a full house and we're ready to go.
I feel like the gods are with us, or any version of luck is with us, because we didn't match anything, and I have had many weeks here, and that has been not the case at all. So I am just impressed by both of you showing up in these colors.
I'm telling you, man, I was leaving the hotel before this, and then I just saw how everyone was just kind of like pretty sharp. So I just went and I was like, I need to up my game right now.
You can't go any higher.
Game is up. Isaac stays pretty clean, let's be honest. And Gene, I will say, you know, several days, several different hairstyles, they all look good on you.
Thank you, thank you. I like to challenge the hair and makeup artist. Every single day, I'm always something new.
Every single day, I know, I noticed. All right, it is time to lean into this grand finals, and as I mentioned, a best of 7 must have a great story to go along with it, and that's why our Crunchyroll story of the day is here. Forged in Valor, crowned by honor. Gene and Isaac, this is a moment that when you see that trophy up there that's been removed, but you recall back to the moment when AGAL had the screen split. They walked in last, all of the competitors of the top 8 looking at them, place it down, saying, we're here to defend our title. This is what they were talking about.
Of course, like we knew that AGAL, they wanted to pave the way for them to make it into this exact match. In the moment that everyone looked at them just coming in here, they knew that they were onto something. It was just going to be who was going to be here against AG, and against AGAL is going to be KSG.
And they proved it day in and day out. Every match that they had, whether it was KSG or AG, Gene, they found a way to win, but not just win. They win convincingly and proved that there was really no one who could test what they were putting on to the table except their counterparts in KPL.
Yeah, actually both of them, right? Undefeated throughout, running the table, if you will. It's going to be a clash of the titans here. Basically, who blinks first in this first series here?
Let's focus in on these teams walking through today, because KSG, they were in our green room a little bit getting ready. AGAL, which many people think, I'm voting for. I'm not voting for. I just happen to be wearing red. That's all I'm saying. I just happen to be wearing red. Focusing on them, you can see that I'm not the only one wearing these colors in our crowd. If you just zoom out a little bit, which should be pretty easy to do with the high-tech cameras that we've got all around here in the building. It is all AGAL representing, and the amazing part about that is they know how good they are.
Yeah,
but it's a special member that, to me, I think is so important, which is Inoue. He kind of precedes this team. His reputation goes ahead of him. And Isaac, why is he just so important to this squad and its journey?
I think that when we talk about Inoue, we need to spotlight his story. Like a lot of people that are new to the game, they're like very happy about the way that Inoue plays, and they're like, oh yeah, he's just a man of like great mechanics. He does amazing with the early. We always hear about this, but we need to go back a lot of years behind. Inoue started right over here with us in 2018, man, and then after that, his first trophy over here comes in 2019, and it was the first trophy that AG got over there in KPL. But then after getting that first trophy, then they jump into 4 long years where they did not win anything. And that was really hard for Inoue because he came into AG, he saw that he could actually get trophies, and then everything falls apart. 20 different players changed in between that last trophy and the next one.
Wow.
And Inoue was the only one that was standing over there.
Crazy, and kind of what we expected, right? The guy, the GOAT, if you will, he's going to be standing alone. And I think that with him just kind of letting things like evolve, if you will, with the different players, finding the perfect, teammates for him is why this team is continued to win championship after championship.
Their strategy is understanding the greatness of Inoue, and when you look at this team they built clearly around him. Isaac mentioned 20 different teammates from his journey from the last time he lifted a trophy, that championship, to now. But can they do it here? Obviously, title defenders coming in from EWC last year. Inoue looks to repeat that with this squad. Let's listen to what he had to say heading in to this matchup.
Hello guys, it's Sky. Good to be back. So I have Inoue from AJL joining us for the pre-match interviews. Please say hi to our audiences. 跟大家打个招呼。
大家好，我是 AGL Inoue。
This will be the last game here in Paris in KWC 2026. And so it seems for me that AGL seems to have hit your stride in the tournament as the time goes on. So do you feel actually your team have the best headings into the grand finals? 这是我们今天在 KWC 的最后一场比赛了嘛，这一次的旅程。然后我们感觉呢，其实好像 AJ 有一种渐入佳境的感觉。Inoue会觉得现在大家来到了一个比赛的巅峰和最佳的状态吗？
我们状态挺好的。
We feel great when it comes to the matchups. Looking forward to your plays. And facing KSG in the grand finals, what do you believe are your team's key strength going into the series? 这场比赛呢，你们对手是 KSG， 其实你们非常的熟悉彼此。对比两个队伍的特色来说的话，你们觉得今天 AG 在这场比赛当中的优势会是哪些方面呢？
我们会打得更加灵活吧。他们前期进攻会比较厉害一些。
I think we are more flexible when it comes to gameplays. They really did well in early game, aggressive move and team fights, and that will be the things we need to be careful about. And next, you won both best of 5 games against KSG back in KPL summer season. So it's going to be a best of 7 for today. It's going to be different, or do you feel more confident about this? 其实最近我们在 KPL 夏季赛和 KSG 的比赛当中是 BO5 嘛，这2场 AG 都赢了。那今天的决赛是 BO7， 你会觉得这方面你们会有不同的感受，还是说你们会更加自信一些呢？
这个版本的 BO7 就考虑到我们两边对新版本的理解了。我觉得我们会更胜他们一筹吧。
When it comes to today's matchup, I think this current match, we're comparing the understanding and how fast we understand this patch. So I believe in this kind of area, we are leading in this series. So very last, can you give us the scores that you wish to accomplish for today's matchup? 那么最后呢，其实刚才句号说很希望今天可以4-0拿下比赛 ，AG 觉得呢？
不可能。
It's not going to happen with a for all. 那你们觉得会是几分呢
？4-1吧。
4-1 favoring the side of AGAL. One more time, thank you so much for your time. 谢谢Inoue. Good luck on your play. 谢谢，拜拜。
4-0, 4-1, whatever it is, AGAL to take the trophy. That's what he's saying. But Isaac, is there more to that story? Do they just understand the patch well enough so that KSG shouldn't be a threat to them?
I don't think that it's only about that, man. I do believe that AG, what they have in their favor is just that they have the family buff right over here.
That's right.
And I know that man, like his family is right over here. You can always find them over there in the stands being the best people ever. Like we were walking through Paris and then we just saw Ino's dad over there. He was on an Uber and then he just kind of yelled at us and say hi. Such an amazing people, man.
Yeah, actually everybody. I mean, the crowd is as well. I mean, obviously family definitely helps out. All that support and just getting us to the biggest stage here. But again, he's reigning champ, right? And until they take away that trophy, I want to see exactly how KSG can play here.
Yeah, and he's got to act like it, right? The confidence. Not only that, winning fan favorite organization of the year in the KPL, AJAL have a lot to represent. But of course, on the other side are our spring champions coming into this, winning that spring title 4-0, something that is very hard to do. And when you put it in context, no one was even able to take a game off of them this entire tournament. So the fact is they have continued that run. Can KSG do it though against their KPL counterparts in AGAL? Sky had a chance to catch up with them and see if they thought so.
Hello guys, it's Sky. So we have Juhao for the pre-match interviews. Please say hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So you made it to the very grand finals. This is the very first round in KWC. So in overall, how do you describe the whole journey here in Paris? 其实这一次呢，我们 KSG 包括句号是第一次来到 KWC， 然后也来到巴黎，所以今天做一个小小总结的话，会怎么样去形容这一段旅程呢？
如果用一个词的话，就感觉奇妙吧，因为没有体验过就是这种出国打比赛的感觉，然后。一些建筑包括景色都是平常在国内看不到的。
I will use one word to describe everything we have experienced here. Will be like it was very dreamy and very fantasy because everything with the structure, the buildings, the atmosphere we saw were very different than the scenery that we're used to back in China. So yeah, it's a very beautiful trip and we really cherish every single moment here in Paris. So talking about the games now, you're facing a defending champion AG. So what will be the key strength that can help you take this title today? 那我们聊一下今天的比赛。那你们的对手呢是 KWC 的卫冕冠军 AG 啊。那对于你们来说，你们觉得今天在比赛当中你们的优势是什么？所以你们可以在这场比赛中获胜。
我觉得我们优势主要是我觉得我们的打团能力吧，我们打架，然后因为AG 是一支运营能力非常强的队伍，然后的话，我觉得要战胜他们，首先我觉得我们的团战能力要拉满。
So I think the merits and the advantages suit for us will be the team fights. The team fights is one thing that we are really proud of because from my own point of view, I think AG as a team, they are so good at trading things and their micro games in the game. So yeah, I think basically we're going to be focusing on the team fights today so that we could win in the finals. So any scores you want to finish in this grand final today? 最后啊，你觉得今天的比分是怎样的呢？4比0。4比0吗？4比0，4比0。没有任何巅峰对决的风险。
不打巅峰对决。
Okay, I think the score will be 4-0. We don't want that ultimate battle to take place here in Paris because we want to have a very dominating win. Thank you so much for your time, 句号，谢谢。Thank you. That will be it. Bye bye.
Well, Juhao says not 4-1. He says 4-0, but for different reasons. They don't want to get to Ultimate Battle, Gene, which is something we haven't seen yet. Going to Game 7 in this best of 7. Blind pick. Everybody gets a chance. All the heroes get back up and are available. I'm excited to see what that would look like. But how did you feel about Juhao's confidence on KSG?
I love it. I love it. I mean, this is a team that has a lot of confidence. They're very young, and this is the time to shine. And I think that with the play style that they were talking about, how they love team fights, and that is what they excel in. They're a very aggressive squad. I love watching KSG.
You know, the energy of youth, the wisdom of experience, it's hard to have the balance. You always want the one that you don't have. When I think the benefit is that KSG and AGAL get to give us a little bit of that difference, that different test, that different idea.
They have very different game styles, man.
Yeah.
When you start looking at the players over there for KSG and AGAL and you start understanding a little bit about the road that they have had to walk in order to make it right over here, you understand that their storylines are very different.
Yes.
Because one of them has a lot more experience and the other one is a very young team willing to challenge.
Well, I'd love to break down that story again because we were talking before and we dive into what's most important here. But you kind of expanded on this conversation between Liu Lang and Shin. And that is an interesting story, and it's an impactful one that's going to have a big impact in this matchup.
It is such a beautiful story. So for everyone at home that is listening to this, it's story time. Pay attention. So Sheng, on one side, one of the most decorated mid laners in the history of KPL. He's right over there trying to make himself a legend, trying to make a name for himself, fighting right now with Rome to see who is going to become the one with the most titles, top of the top. In front of him, Liu Lang. Liu Lang, the mid laner that for a lot of people in KPL, they understand is the ultimate grinder. He is the man with every single one of his heroes in national rank. Every single season he's making the top 10. It is crazy how hard he works. And the most important thing about this is not actually how good they are, but the relationship in between the two of them. Sheng and Liu Lang are best friends. Why? Because once upon a time when they were rookies, watching from the stands, just checking, trying to hope that one day they will be able to take on the stage, they helped each other out to make it all the way until right now, 2026 KWC Finals, to be able to see someone that helped you over there in the darkest hours and be able to fight against them, gotta be the best way to become a professional.
You know, you see this again, Gene, and kind of my mind goes to the NBA, and you look at almost LeBron and Carmelo and these guys who are coming in similar times, and you really only get to tell the legacy much later in the story because everyone starts out, everyone has their moment, and it's really the last kind of to survive that kind of gets to write the full story. So what is it about AGAL in this KSG matchup that reminds you of two teams vying for a legacy that they can't necessarily both have? What is that aspect to this matchup that's so interesting?
Both of them want the same thing, right?
Yeah.
They both want to be champion. They want to be the top dog. But as to what Isaac was saying, the power of friendship at the end of the day, right?
It's real.
It's about picking each other up and making sure that, hey, no matter what sort of team we're playing on, we're in this together. And again, we might be rivals for today, but moving forward, we could be best friends.
It's only on the 4 hours of the game, man. We're rivals only on the 4 hours of the game, and then after that, we rank together. Most likely, we're gonna end up just having dinner together. We're all good, man.
You're going to be at that dinner too, I bet.
I hope so,
You're always
man.
going out to dinner, man. I don't
As
know
long
how
as
you
they
do it.
pay, I'm in.
I don't know how he does it, man. Always, I'm like ordering in. I'm getting some sleep. But the benefit of this too is you're right, and we would love to see it go 4 hours because we've only seen these sets go 2. Let's be honest. They've been dominant. They've been dominant. This is the time we do think that they are going to go to that 4-3, maybe that 4-2, 4-1 could be, but we're still expecting more games.
It's going to come down to the marginals. It's going to come down just to the millisecond decisions that they need to make. So 4-0, 4-1, that for me is completely out the window. 4-3 is my dream. 4-2, very likely.
Yeah, 4-2, I think we're kind of in that area. I do think at KSG, there's more pressure on them to perform because, again, they're about the team fights. If they get stymied early, AGAL are going to shut the door, and it's not going to be able to play their game.
So KSG, a young squad, and we mentioned the aggressiveness and that style. How do you think that's going to impact the way that they approach Game 1?
What about if we just talk about their game styles in this moment? I think that is very interesting for us to understand that KSG and AGAL, in terms of their DNA, their game styles are conflictive. They're very different. KSG, they have like a timer. They know that they're going to be strong in the first early parts of the game. They're going to fight. They're going to try to get an advantage. On the other side, AGAL, they're methodic. They take it slow. They are the planners. They are the smartest team out there because they understand that in the mid and the late game, it is going to be for them.
Yeah, I always look at AGAL as kind of like a different one where they're kind of like the night market, right? Where you're looking to trade and you're bartering and you get what you want, but at the end of the day, you're kind of thinking, I got ripped off, right? They got the better of me, right? So AGAL, I think that that's definitely a team that, again, you got to be careful about. Check your pockets.
That is so true, man. That is so true.
I love that one. Well, if you want to get the better end of the trade in your time spent here, whether it's in Paris, France, or at home watching it, make sure you download HOK because you could be playing while we're talking and setting these up or in between games. Trust me. trust me, the panel has some good points. They're going to break down the story, so you may want to pay attention then. But after it's all said and done, you don't have to go home and be upset. You could keep having that HOK on your phones, enjoying the mobile phenomenon. That's what brought these players here. That's the $600,000 that they're fighting for first place. But most importantly, it's the title defenders, the ones AGAL are trying to bring back that glory to the KPL when they return by having that trophy yet again. Back-to-back championships are on the line.
AGAL has done it. KSG want to become KWC champions. It is gonna come down to the destiny, to the millie decisions. And Holler, I am really looking forward for that.
I'm looking forward to it. You can see the crowd has risen. They're ready to go for this grand finals today.
18 seconds left before we start to decide a champion. In Paris, France, at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, KWC comes to an end, but not without the brilliant flash of lights and the spark of a dynasty. 2 teams, 1 destiny, forged in valor and crowned by honor.
This is the series that decides it all, where the tournament comes to an end. The final battle where a champion will be hailed, forged in valor, crowned by honor. This is the grand finals of the Honor of Kings World Cup at EWC.
My friends, 2 weeks ago, 20 teams left their home regions and made it here, converged all on the City of Lights, Paris. Since then, it's been hearts, dreams, and keys broken on the KWC stage until only 2 teams remain today. And both Mara, my wonderful co-host, and myself, Milosh, we bore witness to all of that action in person, front row seats, and can guarantee you only the best of the best have made it here today.
And both teams have perfect records. 12 games played, all 12 games won. Not a single one dropped, even with a bounty. Perfect record versus perfect record. This is the collision we've all been waiting for.
So, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our grand finalists, Kwai Gaming and AGAL!
From Kwai Gaming, Silence, Juhao, Liulang, Yu, and LFF. From AGAL, Shuai, Zoe, Inwo, Shang, and Ran. 2 giants of KPL collide on the biggest stage. AGAL have walked into the stage a year ago with the Esports World Cup title. And now they're back in the grand finals with an opportunity to do it all over again. But they'll have to go through Kwai Gaming, fearless, ruthless, and ready to fight.
Then, gentlemen, please, Kwai Gaming,
Please, AGAL, you may take your seats. Place your keys for the final time in this tournament. And please, captains, don't forget to shake hands. A tense moment here has all been leading up to this. To you, my friends, either here with us today in Paris or watching from home, you are about to witness history. AGAL, Kuaishao Gaming, only one can become champion. Let the battle begin.
王者之师，
何以称王？是善战的狼，
还是狡猾的狐狸？
因为选手打了很久了吧，也比较有赛场经验，也是非常强的选手。
流浪，我觉得他是快手的中流砥柱吧。现在进入到决赛，我们很有信心。
我觉得这次决赛跟 AG 打的话，应该会打得比较精彩。
其实我们对到他们，我们信心挺大的吧。因为之前在国内联赛已经赢过他们2次了，就近期。然后来到这边，我觉得我们的版本理解比他们会更加领先一些。
打 AG 的话，就是后期的团战非常关键吧，因为前期我们大概率都能拿到优势，就是后期团战我们要沟通好打好。
感觉他们比较年轻气躁吧。
AG 很强，但是我们打强队也是有一套的。
快手不管你们准备怎么样，最后冠军还是我们。
What did people say on the walls of Troy when they saw Achilles versus Hector? When they saw David versus Goliath on the mountain? These great battles in history where champions and stories have been etched in stone and passed down from generation to generation, all had spectators. And today, in France, we get to be one of them. The moment, it's not wasted upon our eyes. The crowd tells you that they know something special is about to happen. And Isaac, whether you're a follower or work in the KPL, or whether you're joining us here from a different region, from a different part of the world, this is a spectacle to the highest degree.
You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in the way that they write those comments for the players. The messages of hope, the messages of success. You can see it that they are hopeful. They want to see the best of the best. And they have a ticket, first row for history.
And it's putting aside the words. Right now, it's all about the actions. The final moment, if you will, the setup for the grand finals here.
The beauty of actions is that they speak so much louder than words. Understanding of the patch, KSG has mentioned it twice that they've got it. Excuse me, AGAL. And KSG have also mentioned that they know how to deal with their own version of tough teams. Part of what's made them special is they came out the gates blazing, and they've won and won and won again. And as our title defenders, the Qiddiya City title defenders, as we showed you before this matchup, AGAL have one job: lift that trophy one more time. They've already proven they can do it, Isaac.
In front of them, KSG, they want to take the trophy from their hands. They came here with the dream of just being crowned by honor. They know.
Right. गलती से बंद हो गया था। अरे Okay. Hello, guys.
these two games here, we have the title defense. I don't think it will be another 4-0. It's gonna go to the distance, for at least my feeling here.
You know, last year,
अभी लग
we
जाते लड़ने
actually witnessed the ultimate battle. So the first question is it going to be an ultimate battle today, performed on the stage?
I mean, we haven't seen a single one, and I really want to see with our entire Lenovo Legion Gauntlet here. It's full of fans. The venue is so hyped. Like, we saw the show match just now. We saw how the players are ready and locked
कुछ
in.
लोगों को भी
And
ऐड
we
कर
are
दो
going into the pick and bans for game 1 between AGAL and Kwai Show Gaming.
Let's go. Dive right into our game
75
one.
is
You know
nice.
what?
Let's go.
These two teams, they played each other so many times, right? So they're very familiar with each other. And because of the fact that it's not new to these both teams, so game one play style strategy is quite different.
Yeah, it's about stacking those heroes. Like, I remember what you mentioned.
खाना
KSG is all about the early aggression, and
Hello.
AGAL is about
यार
playing
मैं
the
फाइनल
mid-to-late
मैच
game.
छोड़ा है तो
Starting
सबको
the
कॉल
game,
पे लेके
we see
देख रहा हूँ
Okyo
एक साथ
Dynasty, a
में
strong early game
गोल ना
heroes
वो लाइव स्ट्रीम
remove
में
away from Kwaisho Gaming's pool, and they
समझा
lock in that paint in the first grade.
हाँ हाँ
Exactly.
स्पोर्ट्स
And
एंड
the
माय
reason
monster
is because if they just ban
monster
away this, you
energy
could kind of prioritize Zoe's play, allowing him to
Really
get
nice.
full pace in early game.
That's true, right? And I like the counter matchup coming in from the side of Coach
तो
Zizi.
कब आएगा
We do have the Ying and also Lapu Lapu here. And getting game 1 Zhuangzi here coming in from AGL. I think this is potentially the first one in our playoffs.
I do believe that Emo, back into the pre-interview, he did something about the understanding towards this patch, right? Because of the best second, you need to get all the cards you have. And since game 1, Age already takes some of it.
It reflects that playstyle, right? AGAL, slow, steady, mid to late game. We often see AG, the way that they play. Yes, they're losing in kills, but their goal is always higher than their opponents. We've seen it. Quarterfinals, semifinals, but can they do it against Kwaisho Gaming is what I want to find out, and I am loving that Florentino that will be going in towards the hands of Silence.
That's what the first cheer from our crowd behind us for, right? The Florentino. I mean, like, Silence used this Florentino several times, and you can see Silence always going to be really silent in the game, farming up. But by this Florentino, he just gonna shine at the late stage.
With this specific matchup, right? Tell me how you feel about Florentino. It's an AoE hero coming in for this specific matchup. Against a Charlotte. We've seen a few of these matchups here. It's slightly more favored into the Florentino. What do you think?
I feel like definitely the laning will do well, but to the team fight, as we mentioned, it all depends on their pure mechanics and what opportunity they're gonna find for them.
Fully agree with you as we pace into the second phase of the pick and bans here. More of the remaining hero pool will be removed coming in for both teams. We have the Arlie locked away from Yimo and also the Haya removed from Liu Lang. I think you did tell me more history about Liu Lang here. He's been with KSG for a lot of years now. The only player remaining from the original roster.
And also, you know what? Last time when these two teams played against each other in the final, that was back into 2024 KPL summer. And at that time, Liu Lang was there, and actually the team just regrouped with him years by years. And in this spring season, they finally got their very first champion in their team's history.
Oh, that's just a very lovely story, right? Staying in one team, cultivating that winning moment, and getting that 2026 KPL Spring Champions here. But in front of them is AGAL. Can they do it once again? We have to find out as we jump right into the pick and bans. Before, Arlie, Channel, Mai Nui, Haya. So do you pick up a farm lane here on your first pick? The Aoyin is still available.
Because you mentioned about to stay the longest time in their own individual team. And as for AG, definitely it's going to be Eno, right?
Yeah.
Play the longest time for AGAL. So that's the reason why you can see like AG, they're targeting at Liu Lang, right? The captain of KSG. And on the side of KSG, they're just directly targeting at Eno's picks.
Yeah, and it further adds on to your question where they're targeting Eno, they're also saving the final counter pick towards the side of Yu in towards that farm lane here. So, do we get to see something special here? Might be the Devara, might be Eno on his signature, but I see those things are pretty acceptable coming in from game 1 because in a BO7, we want to burn heroes slowly into the game 5 and game 6, right?
And also because they are trying to play the game in totally different styles. So as you can see, by picking this Garuda, kind of just prioritize KSG's early game using Lapu Lapu and In, and also this Garuda allowing them to build up the vision control for the whole team.
Super aggressive picks here coming in from side of KSG. The final two picks will be the Consort Yu and the Yu Huan coming in from AJL. Such a safe composition. Their only early game
comes from Zoe on that Pei and also Sheng on their Yuan. If they lose that 3v3 mid lane, this could be disastrous coming in from AGAL.
But that's how AGAL always play, especially for the first game of their best of 7, right? Playing it slow, steady, but nicely. They're very capable about taking those late game hero. The only thing is that will Zoe be under attack in the early game? Because just as you mentioned, right, he's the only powerful hero on the side of AG.
If he falls, that could be a big trouble. And it's a reflection of their individual playstyles. AGAL, slow, steady, winning the race mid to late game. KSG coming at you with strong lane phase, good mid control, and want to break you down in the first 4 to 10 minutes of the game.
And speak of the laning phase, that's exactly what KSG tried to highlight for game 1, because on all 3 lanes, they're trying to build up the winning lanes on all 3 lanes.
Win lane, invade jungle, invade jungle, for towers. That's the KSG playstyle. So at the coaches shake hand, we will be going into...
%31 winning rate, but you know, this year they play against each other for
50-50?
4 times. That's a 50-50.
Hey, it's a 50-50 win rate. One of them will have to suffer a lower win rate after today's BO7 here. So some records will be broken because these two teams yet to suffer a single loss here in the side of KWC.
I mean, so far in KWC, both teams standing there with 12 wins in a row. And these two teams actually know each other very well. And I know KSG, they are known for their aggression, and AGAL, they're known for their microing.
With that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into game 1 of our final between AGAL and Show Gaming. Let's go!
Who's gonna take the first victory, first win among the best of 7 in the final this year?
Now, Nora, talk to me about the winning condition coming in from AGAL.
Well, I mean, AGAL definitely need to make sure that Zoe need to farm up very well, and also they need to accelerate their farming pace, allowing them to back up for the Silence.
Into his early game, such an aggressive start coming in from Silence, taking a bit of a damage here towards this specific game. I like your analysis on AGAL's win condition, but it's the total opposite for KSG. It's about breaking that laning phase, winning lane, converting into jungle control.
Yeah, and you can hear the rumbles right now from the crowd. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys who's watching the live stream right now, it's gonna be full stage here in the arena.
I love it, right? The crowd is cheering, they're roaring, and the fans has been amazing here. Gauntlet. So, in towards this early game, it's similar playstyle, right? It's about controlling that mid lane here. Zoe, still level 3, looking for that mid wave, and then going in for that Crimson Golden Clear.
So actually everything just went very well on the side of AGAL. The question is that how KSG is going to break the window for themselves, right? How they're gonna break the balance of all 3 lanes, because they need to do it. The time's ticking.
Yeah, it's really difficult. For them, it's about finding those opportunities here. So, in the early game, we do see more of the gold sharing that has been a signature KPL playstyle. We talk about it, right? You said that the gold farming style originates from AGL debuting in the tournament, right?
And also, it just allowing all those teams are very familiar with this kind of gold sharing. And check that poking damage, right? Liu Lang already makes some movements.
Amazing damage coming in from Liu Lang, the captain of KSG. But I like the gold sharing method. Yes, it's a strategy that has been proposed coming in from AGAL, but teams throughout the 2 years of AGAL's winning spree, they managed to break it down little by little.
I mean, break it down little by little, which means AG will play quite comfortable during the lane, just play defensively, make sure that those neutral monsters won't be, taken away by KSG easily. Try to make some trades, even at least HP trades.
Outside, we do see Splash Gradation landing on towards the side of Silence.
One lane is good actually.
Coming in from both teams. They're playing it safe, respecting that early game.
But I mean, play safe can be good for AG, but as for KSG, they're waiting for Zhuhao, waiting for income.
Magic started.
Landing onto the side of Ron. Nice butterfly effect to cleanse him off towards
okay, first blood, guys.
First blood for the side of AG.
Okay.
Silence going in for the pedal reset here, but you get taken down.
Camera time.
It was a basic attack, and it ended up with a 2-0 trade. I mean, it was KSG trying to make some something happen. It was the initiation coming from Lapu Lapu with a flash. Nice controllability.
Lapu
As you
Lapu
can see, burst out damage isn't there. And check Ran. Ran plays so
crazy
so
shit,
far
man.
in KWC, you know, giving him the priority and take the first blood.
And previous series, Ron was consistently being targeted down by multiple members, and now they're giving him the 3v3 which they want. It's looking so comfortable for AGA on LFF. You're low, buddy.
The HP trade, everything just in favor of AG so far in the early game, which might cause a little bit of problem on the side of KSG, because we mentioned they need to gain themselves a winning lane in the early stage.
Yeah, 1,000 gold already going into that first 4-minute tire. If you're a KSG,
Oh, by 1,000 first 1 minute
competition, you won't be feeling too good.
But I feel like maybe the 4-minute mark will be the time for KSG to make something happen. But just check the rotation Zoe and Shen is doing right now.
They might be wanting to dive silence under the tower here. So giving away control over the Tyrant, where AGAL, they want to make sure that Silence doesn't get his free lane that we talk about.
They're just torturing Silence, right? Trying to suffocate him during the laning. But as for KSG, just like we mentioned, right? They made some trades about that dragon.
Oh, nice flash coming in for the side of Shung, dodging away Silence. Silence has no flash. He's almost getting taken down.
Party style.
Kills in towards the backs of AGAL.
I mean, it hasn't been 5 minutes, but Ran already with the clear sky. You can see like how Ran is being so aggressive.
Karma नहीं है,
He's
Karma.
getting so much help from
Karma चला
AGAL.
गया.
They know how important that clash lane matchup is, and towards the bottom side, Yino might be in danger. Nice spear will landing on towards Yino, but the cavalry is here. Stride bailing his farm lane out of safety.
And I mean, with a 1,000 goal lead, it seems like the balance is not there for KSG. They're trying to pressure at the bottom, try to make some laning trains since this Florentino is really being tortured.
Now, I have a question. We know AGL, this specific roster, has been featured for almost 2 to 3 years. Their experience in the world stage, last year KWC. So when you compare to KSG, a very young and rookie roster, does it mean that they are more stressful?
I mean, speaking of the stress, definitely LFF is a little... He's just been taken out by 3 members, but as Yula is backing out with his ulti, trying to shred down the HP bar and force AG to retreat.
AG is just finding plays after plays after plays. Towards the top side, we still see a bit of a 1v1. Checking out replay here, Shung lands a beautiful skill 2 landing on towards them, and then LFF flashes over. Nice pounce by Zoe, but back towards live, we do see a trade-off between both Yino and Yu on the front lane.
Yeah, I see like both front lane actually has been taken down, and it's gonna be this movement. Zoe just backing on this top lane again. So many things happen simultaneously on the side of AG actually.
But this is the playstyle coming in from AGL. We saw it from the group stage, we saw it against the playoffs. They farm, they outpace you, and yes, 4 kills, but the way that they generate the goalie already close to 3,000.
That's a lot, because we haven't even like reached to 7 minutes yet, right? It's only like 6 minutes, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky for KSG how they're gonna gain the vision control, because as you can see, Lapu can be quite vulnerable if he can't just soak in all the versatile damage.
Oh, 1v1 coming in from Silence, finding the refresh on towards the panel here. Ron managed to dodge towards safety, so that's the end of that play. Meanwhile, mid lane looking for a bit of push, but that's the Garuda playstyle coming in from Liu Lang. Easy wave clears.
Yeah, and I mean the Garuda pick can be good if KSG just fell behind, because they can always rely on Garuda's laning clarity, make sure that the tier 1 tower in the mid lane is always gonna standing there for them.
Yeah, as long as the mid lane tower doesn't go down, KSG can still push the game indefinitely. So we look at AGL's draft. Yes, they're currently in the lead, but there won't be a lot of engaged potential because it only relies on Shung on that skill 2.
Exactly, because it's really acceptable for them to just farm up in this kind of speed.
That's correct. Mid lane, a bit of a clear coming in from both teams.
Oh, check Zoe's positioning.
Zoe is positioning himself in this half map. Might be catching you on that rotation.
I mean, they are gaining all those vision control, and maybe the next target will be the invasion of the opposite side's red buff.
Wow, it's looking so comfortable for AGL. Yeah. Every rotation coming in from Zoe, just clearing towers left and right. You already lose a tier 2 so early on into the game. It's only 7 minutes 30 seconds.
And I feel like KSG, they are just trying to get into the mood. They are trying to make something happen, but the thing is that the rotation that AG moved is going to be more flexible.
Very perfect as of this part here. Celestial Melody has to be popular coming in from the side side of Sheng. A bit of a poke here. Ooh, he does go very low, but that's to clear the wave, right? You clear the wave, you rotate back into the jungle. Slow but steady for AGL.
And as for KSG, actually, it's just allowing them to have a plan B, which will be fix the spot of engagement in the mid.
Now we talk about how AGL can win the game. Snowball, snowball, Eno. Zoe doesn't die. Ron getting caught out here. Has to come to Pure Sky. Silence going in for that 1v1. But a good disengage coming in from Strike. Strike has been such a reliable role, just putting down those anti-CC.
But I mean, nice catch. It's gonna be Zoe jumping in, getting his hand on the dude, but he tried to make the tower die heaven. You just denied that.
That could be the game changer here coming in from the side of Blackstone Gaming here. Meanwhile, towards the bottom side, Jihad wants trouble with the side of Ron. Ron in 1v2. Gets tagged by the pedals yet, but nice refresh coming in from Silence. Silencing Ron in that play.
I mean, KSG, they're just waiting for the right moment and try to make those pushback happen.
It's just a blink of a moment and you miss it, and they found the outplay, getting Ron, getting Zoe, and that 3,000 goal lead, it has shrunk to merely a 2,000 for the side of KSG.
And I mean, like, all of a sudden, you can see KSG at the bottom side, they already take 2 towers down, allowing them to have a winning lane at the bottom, and at the same time, they're less silenced to carry the red buff.
I think if we caster curse them right now, I was saying that, oh, what does KSG need to do to win? And boom, Ron goes in, gets taken off, Zoe goes in, gets taken off. So, not the most optimistic approach coming in from AG from that mistake.
Yeah, I mean, because KSG's group hunt just take AG's members down one by one.
Oh, Stry here being tagged on. Zoe gets hit on by the Blossoms here. The Blossoms are resetting onto a Stry. Stry will be the first victim to fall. That is going to be a big pickup here for the side of AGL. It means they won't have vision for the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, because we mentioned that once Pages fell down, they're just going to lose control of the threatening vision.
That's true. So now, going towards the 10-minute mark, if just now AGL held their lead, maybe we see an AGL domination, but with the takedown coming in on Stry, the melee tower just gets exposed.
I mean, the melee tower matters a lot, especially we're reaching to the 10-minute mark, and you can see the output damage from a Garuda, from Yola, really hurt in the mid stage.
And LFF, such a smart play, marking Zoe, and Zoe gets jumped in. Blossom reset coming in for the side of Silence. Silence wants Zoe, but the job is done. They stop AGAL from trading that objective. It's looking so good for Kuaishou Gaming.
It seems like everything just collapsed by around like 8 minutes, right? KSG just find one window open for them and keep snowballing the game.
And they're not stopping here. Ron getting caught off here by the side of Jihad. Jihad goes in with the ultimate. Finds and he takes down Ron in that play. This is disastrous for AGAL.
And I may just check the goal difference. AG is holding the goal difference quite well, quite decent, because it's still gonna be very even. But check the burst of damage coming out from Eno. Just using his ability with Shen's flash, gotten such a nice game.
Timing from Eno. He saw LFF leave his farm, and immediately he's like, you're alone, and he gets taken down. This is the moment that you need here. So, with that timing difference, maybe they can go for that overlap. But Ron, a bit over-aggressive here, being punished heavily by the side of KSG.
But so does Yu, right? The position isn't that comfortable. You can check his teammates are actually very scattered.
Coming towards line, so chunks down Silence. Silence gonna be really low before the next fight. AGL, they have control over the Shadow Overlord pick.
I mean, the accuracy with Shen's skill 2 is definitely there.
Yeah. They are going dangerously low. Both teams.
Okay.
They're playing with each other. Ron coming in. The back line. Who gets the steal? It goes over the side of Zoe. AGL, they're backing up. They already accomplished the mission, securing that Overlord.
Make the consolation effort happen again. A pretty classic AG playstyle. But on the side of KSG, since they already break down all those towers on 3 lanes, right? The tier 1 tower. So it's time for them to make some engagement happen on the red buff side.
I want to give props to KSG. The way that they claw back in towards this game was just remarkable. They were like down like what? 3,000 to 4,000 in towards that early, and they just managed to find picks after picks to actually get back into a 50-50 with KSG.
And right now, the top lane, you can see like these two teams are actually doing different accusations. AG is led Zoe to do the step push, right? And actually the Vanguard's really hurt.
Oh, LFF, he's getting caught in the middle of nowhere. That's a nice chunk. He still saved his ultimate and also the flash, so that's an okay pickup here.
And I mean, that's the microing we talk about all the time when we're seeing AG play, right? When they fell behind in the mid game, they're trying to figure diverse methods to, just trying to even the game up.
You know, in social media, there's a
मेरा
clip
मेरा
of
कान कट
Shy
गया
standing in the river looking in towards that bush, and then it perfectly just slices off that vision. It's really viral in like global social media.
Yeah, and I mean, in that case, it's gonna give the pressure on KSG, and right now they're targeting at the tier 1 tower in the mid.
Yeah, this was gonna go down pretty quickly here. Hino and Sheng just using their basic attack to chunk it down little by little. I think the game decider will be happening later on. Jihao gets caught out. He's getting really low. Nice two-man stun coming in from the side of OFM. Zoe, he gets taken down. Strong, there's nowhere to escape. That's a double kill going over to the side of Liula. Meanwhile, Silence is holding on to members. Sheng has to commit the flash, but the job is done coming in from Quackstone Gaming.
I mean, that was a really nice pushback on the side of KSG. It seems pretty much like Juhao was the bait, right? Just let everyone get in, check the replay, check the positioning, right? Juhao has been taking extremely long. After that, he survived, and with the Lapu Lapu flash pointed in, and also Leona on top of damage with his ulti, just use his ulti to land all those kills as a double
ऐसा
kill.
normal admin
has
वाला
been
group तो है
amazing
नहीं
in this
but
game. Yeah,
ऐसे कुछ
he's 0
groups
to 2 in the early game, but the way that he found engages after engages in the mid game is just superb coming in from a superstar new roamer.
Because I mean, like, speak of engagement, the
Oh,
only
अच्छा
engagement
कॉलेज
that you can see on the side of KSG will be Lapu Lapu.
That's true, and he's managing to find all of those little plays.
अलग ही इशू हो रहा है स्ट्रीमिंग पता नहीं क्यों
But they have to check out these early games, right?
अच्छा they are trying to come
Silence,
back
LFF being taken down, insane snowball coming in from Ron, but the way that they come back from this is just remarkable.
जीत गया
And I mean, from this kind of skirmishes happen, right?
KSG won the first
has
match.
been taken down, but after that, they also made a lot of ambush happening at the bottom. The tower died.
They were just constantly putting pressure on towards Ron. Yes, we do see signs of excellence coming in from AGAL, but the way that they play team fights, the way that they pick them off, this was such a crucial one. Juhao making it out alive on that Ying, and Zoe Shuai gets taken down. This is where all the objective control goes back to the side of AG from KSG. And let's check out with the panel to see what they have to break down. Rain the in panel, please do take it away.
Well, you wouldn't believe it if I told you if it was any other day besides the grand finals, but a KPL team has lost for the first time in Paris, and it happens to be by the hands of another KPL team. KSG take the win in game 1 and move forward in their chances to debut here at KWC 2026 and take the trophy from the defending titles. Rain Day, Isaac, and Holly back on the desk with you. Sagi Oranges on the cast. Isaac, that was exactly the type of game that we expected to see. It did not disappoint.
I never get tired of just watching finals, man, because the finals are just so interesting. 19 minutes, we make it all the way until there. And I'm just loving the fact that it's coming and going. It's a ping pong match, man. Like, it's never for someone. A lot of people say, like, oh no, it's already 0-2 for Silence over there. Take that. Turn around. KSG win.
You saw the playstyle of both of these teams as well. That's the craziest part, where, again, KSG were able to take those team fights. They could go aggressive when they wanted to. AGAL were looking to shut the door many a times, and they played their playstyle early.
And I think that that's the main difference between having the KPL teams just fighting over there, right? Because they never put their hands down. They're always defense up. It doesn't matter if you start just losing at the beginning. They can always find a way to bounce back.
But it also seemed like the bounce back was because AGAL were making some uncharacteristic mistakes. They were forcing things. They were getting caught out. They were trying to make some fights like 2 versus 5, and that's never a winning proposition.
But you know what? I do believe that KSG forces those mistakes out of AGAL because they understand something. They have the Garuda pick. And as Sagi just mentioned right over there, the mid lane turret cannot fall. And then in 8 minutes and 30, Zoe and the guys, they really want to just take that mid lane turret to fall, and then they lose to people, and that's the moment when KSG just turns the game around.
Yeah, they turned it around, and that was like a number of different moments where Zoe was trying to, again, force it a little bit.
Yeah.
And it seemed like they were kind of, like, this is not the traditional AGAL that we know, because, again, most times they do it, they convert, and they come out successfully.
It is very difficult with that pay, right? Because the pay, you need to have the momentum. So he has the momentum at the beginning of the game. So 8 minutes, he gets there, he's like, okay, I can do this. But when you're playing against the best of the best, the difference are just minimal.
And those differences adding up to a first game victory for KSG against their defending title champions. Of course, game one, you're going to test a few things. And it was actually AGAL that got off to the better start. They had the lead at about 8 minutes. They were affecting the clash lane. Silence was 0-2. Rand was 2-0. Things were going well. But suddenly, slowly, surely, 3 S's that give us 3 different intonations on the story that would evolve is that it was KSG who would turn the tide. So, Holler, I know you have some clips ready for the telestrator. What happened?
Let me
I got it.
the first one.
I love this because I just love how I can get to hold the mic.
Thank you. As we go into this is the initial fight, right? You were talking about the fact that KSG loved to fight, and it went very south, right? And they were trying to turn this around. Shuai just barely hanging on, somehow surviving. And AGAL, this is the snowball that was starting off, especially with the pay.
And I think that this is one of the moments where you start thinking like, okay, Lia Feng Feng, he's an amazing guy, he's really good. But there's a difference between him and Shuai where the shot calling, I do believe that it was too early for them to take that fight in there.
Way too early on that one. As we jump into the second one, this is where things are like, hey, they have a massive lead, AGAL, but look at how they're diving the tower, the Raging Sea punishing them. And Zoe, you were talking about this mid T1. They wanted it. Joey wanted it, but he got punished multiple times here.
And again, like if the Garuda just loses that turret over there, most likely Liu Lang wouldn't have had such an amazing game as he did.
Agreed. And as we go into the third clip here, this is where they tried to go for the ambush. They almost had Ju Hao, but the rest of the teammates all there. They made sure that they pay their like, how dare you go after Ju Hao? And both of them get picked off here.
Liu Lang, man, I just need to keep calling his name. That Garuda pick in there, like the way of the damage, like the distance, the reach, the range that you can have is just a completely different thing.
As we go into this last one here, this is for me the tipping point where they were able to chase. Silence was actually doing quite a bit of work, and look at how Ju Hao just kind of baiting them in. It's back and forth where they go, and then they were able to get the snipe in. And at this point, it was an all defensive mode for AGA.
It goes to this moment. That's what we're in 15 minutes, right? When you get to the 15 minutes mark right over there, you understand KSG has the priority to try to push onto the high ground turret. So we get to the last moment of the fight. They do have the minions. I thought that they were gonna just push back and try to go for the Tempest Dragon fight. And then after that, they just decided just to finish it, push the crystal, 1-0 for them.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost the entire team of AGAL was up defending, but the pressure from the minions, the pressure from KSG, and the pace, which we had mentioned is the signature of this team, the aggressiveness early, is something that they wanted to lean on, and they had the confidence to do it. In some ways, this is kind of like that title match that we've looked at. Somebody who's historic, who's already been there, who's lifted this trophy, and a young gun who has the power, who has the potential, the staying ability to compete against them, now showing that they can. So my question is, what's the response from AGAL?
I do believe that when we watch KPL teams fight against each other, and when you have teams like AGAL against KSG, that first game is just about just trying to understand how they want to play the BP for the 7 games. So you can see picks that we have not seen yet. The Trunks coming in out there. That Trunks is something that a lot of people have not seen. Is the first Trunks we get in the KWC 2026. This allows them just that in the moment that Lapu Lapu initiates, the Trunks with the butterfly effect can just purify, and then they can counterattack on that. So I do believe that AGAL in that game number 1 did a really good game on their BP.
It was definitely a good game. I think that, I don't know if the Zhuangzi pick it's something that they might need later, right? But I think for Kuaishu Gaming, I think that this is great. This is what you want to do, especially for your young team. You want to take game 1, and they did it assertively with some dominance towards that end.
One of the things that is also, when you look at a matchup here where you have 2 mid laners who are kind of stealing the show because of their history, Liu Lang and Sheng, as you appropriately mentioned. The Garuda, a very valuable mid lane pick. Getting the win on that when it is your opportunity to play it, that means a lot. That kind of gives you some confidence, because on the opposite side, if that goes AGAL's way now, Isaac, that obviously means that they've got the pressure to kind of do well with that pick also.
I think that the Yu Huan pick over there to challenge the Garuda was actually a really good one, because it can just suck in so much damage. So it can actually just use that issue, suck in the damage. It's very late game, so they were thinking that Zoe could do a little bit better in the early game, and the mid-late they could have the advantage, but just KSG was too much for them in this one.
Yeah, too much. I mean, it was about that, like, solidifying the mid to late game, the pay, Joey. Once he got like caught out a couple times, it's very difficult to come back from. That's an early game hero that will fall off.
All right, well, heading into game 2, it's AGAL's turn to respond. KSG strike the first blow. Let's send it over to Sagi and Nora to get us started.
Thank you, panel, and we are back once again in this game 2. Nora, Could you have expected game one bleeds over to the side of KSG after an amazing comeback?
Especially when KSG fell behind in the early stage. We know that this team is known for their early aggression, but since they fell behind, I'm kind of worried about them, right? Well, they make the comeback, but by those ganks they made at the bottom, really nailed it in game one. And you know what? That just remind me about the spring season that they took.
Oh, what happened in spring season?
Actually, KSG is kind of considered as the underdog for for this year's matchup, but as actually like being so fresh to the stage, not even mentioned to the international stage, they're showing their potential play right now on this arena.
So they may or may not do another 4-0, just like what they did to Wolves Esports in the spring season.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because, you know, play against AGAL is never gonna be an easy match. If you guys watched the last time's KWC final, you will know it.
Yeah, it was 1-3 against TCG, and it all went into an ultimate battle with the side of AGL catching back-to-back-to-back games. As we hop into the pick and bans here, more of these mid lanes coming in from the side of KSG has been removed.
Yes, Haya has been moved, and so does that Frost and Leon pick. Potentially, maybe can be played by AG. They just denied it and prioritized this idea.
Oh, and that's an early pick on that Arlie and also Zhang Fei. Talk to me about this early pick coming in from Yinwo. He's well known in the KPL scene for being the MVP of this pick, and I think every single series thus far, he has always selected this early pick.
Exactly. So far in KWC, this is his most picked hero. 4 times, 4 wins, 100% winning rate.
I know something that's 100%. So I remember the panel were talking about like, oh, KSG and AGL both have a 12-game winning streak, but after that AGL loss, their win streak has been broken, and KSG is currently on a 13-win streak instead.
Exactly, and as you can see, KSG trying to play more aggressive since they are picking out this Guan Yu and also Ogren on the top, because Guan Yu can do great threatening positioning during those team fights.
So much aggression, right? You have the Diadia Ogren for that early game. 1-2-2 coming in from Diadia could just set up a nice, beautiful gank in towards that Silent, and when the side of Silence is level 4, that's when the insane Razor cavalry starts charging in those team fights, setting up for big success.
Yes, I mean, sustainability is what KSG right now has, and initiation is what AG has right now. Because of the Zhangfei's ulti comboed with Dharma's ulti, that can be explosive during the team fight.
Maybe we get like a Direnjie here coming in from you. You know Direnjie? We don't really get to see him that much in the entire KWC. But it does work pretty well as a lane matchup against Yinwo on the early, or also against these double matchups here. So I'm pretty excited to see what Yu has in store for us in that farm lane pool.
But I mean, speak of the farm lane pool, already 2 farm lane has been taken away on the side of AG. Aoying be cancelled, and so does Console Yu. So will it be, oh, they go for the Mai.
I mean, both mid laners are well known for the Mai, right? I believe that Sheng was known for his Mai back in the KPL, where he can actually make miracles happen with his long-range engages here. So removing this is to say that maybe they want to protect Yinwo in those teamfight scenarios, give him a really comfortable space to play those teamfights.
I mean, so far on the side of AG, there's only one core that you can see, that will be Yinwo's early, right? So if they want to put more thing to it, I'm looking for a potential Jing play for Zoe.
Oh, I will love it here if we do get a Jing coming in from the side of Zoe here. So clock is ticking here, so that's gonna be the setup. Nua being locked in. Potentially, there's still more to think about in towards this specific series, but you're AGAL. You lost game 1. What are you thinking in your mind right now?
Well, I mean, if I am AJL, I won't be that worried about if I fell behind, because these players, they've played among each these players have played together for over 2 years right now, right? I mean, what else they can offer to us? It's always going to be the expectation when we see them play.
And I heard from some of the Chinese casters, which is Li Zhu and Pinzi, right? They did mention that these players, this set of players, been to like what, 8 to 9 grand finals in a row?
And also they got 7 consecutive championships, including that one they got last year in KWC. So that's made them to be here again at the final.
That's what champions are made of. But KSG, they're coming to break the legacy here. I am liking the KSG draft. Very strong early game. You have the Angela and Diadia for that combination, and Ogren early game invade. For this specific combination coming in from the side of AGL, it's really skill heavy.
The jungler.
If the jungle is really weak in the early game, that could be disastrous here. So they lock in the Musashi. I like it. You can reduce the healing, but how do you play early game? It's looking really difficult for side of AGL.
And especially this is only game 2, right? Musashi kind of feel a bit early for game 2, but we know the ulti that Musashi can do, right? Just restrict the HP recovery on the side of KSG. So that might be the main reason why they're picking out this certain hero.
My main worry right now, AGL has a beautiful draft, very strong 8 to 10 minute, but how do they defend that early game is my question to them.
Especially, you know, I really want to see Liu Lang play Angela in this stage for several times, but this is his actually first time playing this Angela in KWC. You know, Liu Lang's Angela is totally another level of Angela. You will see it in game, and also it's kind of like to prioritize their early game, as just you mentioned. If KSG really played in a more explosive way, it's gonna cause like great pressure on AG's farming pace.
And you talk about Liu Lang, you talk about Juhao, there's a lot of fans coming in to support Kuaishou Gaming and also AGAL. This is one of the few moments that you have to wonder. AGAL needs to equalize this series. If they don't, losing 0-2 in the BO7 might not be the most comfortable position that you want to be in.
Definitely, and so actually, that's the reason why they're picking out some late game hero. For example, Shen's Nuwa, right? We mentioned about Shen and Liu Lang. They're the top mid lane players, and also they're best friends. And they know each other's playstyle, and it's gonna be the time for them to gain the victory for their own team.
The Gorge is ready. Let's hop right into game number 2. Kuaishou Gaming currently leading the best of 7 series in this grand finals against the title defenders, AGAL.
Here now, we can hear the rumble by the crowd. They're cheering now.
I hear the drums right now, Nora.
The drums on. That's a KBO raging style, you know?
We love it, the vibes here. You know, popping a frenzy, taking a lot of damage here. Oh, Shuai has no spell too. The mid lane 2v3 won over by the side of Kuaishou Gaming.
And allowing them to make the early evasion happening. They're jumping into the opposite side of the jungle. And here we go. Liu Lang's Angela already caused so much threat upon the individuality on the side of AG.
Such an aggressive play here coming in from Kuaishou Gaming with that mid lane 2v3 winning over to the side of Kuaishou. They pick up the Azure. They also pick up a nice small camp for Xiao Yu.
Yes, I mean, like for this channel, he's just gonna play defensively at the bottom. And because the laning swap that AG is doing right now is trying to say that they want to farm up peacefully and let the game to be in really late stage.
I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's a very smart move coming in from AG. You move Yinluo towards mid lane, which can push faster than Sheng. That gives them more room to move around the map like this. Gold sharing, funneling, so they can at least stay healthy in terms of that goal.
And that's those detailed microing when we're
Just
analyzing.
guys. Peace out.